Muffin with egg, hash brown, small hot coffee, and sweet golden silence. All for only $5. Price and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You've tried it all. Bad diets, tiny portions, expensive injections. At Awaken 180, our medication-free program teaches you how to eat for your body. Plenty of food, sustainable results, and lifetime support. Visit awaken180weightloss.com today.
Be a guest at your Thanksgiving dinner with Highland Park Market's chef-prepared dishes like mashed potatoes, butternut squash, bread stuffing, and turkey gravy. Nobody does Thanksgiving better than family-owned and operated Highland Park Market. Manchester, Glastonbury, Farmington, and at highlandparkmarket.com.
Since 1986, Westside Oil has been your trusted family-owned source for heating oil delivery, plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Now entering our 40th year, our factory-trained technicians bring experience and care to every job. From oil deliveries to energy-efficient upgrades, we keep your home running smoothly. Because at Westside Oil, comfort truly counts on quality. Westside Oil, proud supplier of American Standard heating and air conditioning products, built to a higher standard.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Wesley Financial. A little bit of creativity could help you save big money on that big holiday party. Secret Santas, donation drives, ornament exchanges, and white elephant gifts are just some ways to avoid breaking the bank. Business writer Jennifer Waters says you should find an acceptable spending level and stick to it.
You really do have to create a budget, plan ahead, focus on some low-cost or free activities.
I'm Rob Hart.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the Radio. Turn it up. Turn it up loud. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the Radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hump Day! What's up, scallywags? You guys ready for Christmas yet? I am not. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. I'm not ready for Christmas yet. Even with the snow. I don't know why, but I'm not there yet. I thought I would be early. But if I may say so myself, my biggest problem is that I don't know what to buy the wife for Christmas, even though she's given me every clue. She makes me take a picture of it whenever she likes something. I have an arsenal. Here's the problem. I can't hide anything from her. I can't. I can't hide anything from her. If I go someplace, she's right there beside me. I'm always right next to her. I don't know how you husbands do it. I just don't. Maybe you've got kids that can do it for you and then they bring it in. Maybe the wife's not paying attention. You can hide it someplace. I can't. She's always right there, with the exception of being here on the radio. She's right there. Can't hide a thing. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to buy something without her knowing. I will use cash only so that she can't see it in the bank account, and then buy her a gift and hope that I can surprise her with it. She monitors everything. One time I spent $20 at a gas station and she knew about it. Hey, did you go to the Easy Mart gas station on November 23rd? Yeah, I did. What did you spend $20 on? She handles the finances. That's just her deal. Okay? I deal with it. That's why I don't spend any money. I'm almost influenced to just go, can I take you shopping? Now, I know what you ladies going to say. Reese, that's a cop-out. You said it the last time I mentioned it. But there's no way that I can get away from her, that I can sneak and buy a gift without her knowing. Just telling you. It's virtually impossible. I have one way, small, slightly. But I'll try that later on. Thank you, everybody. Online, loving this shirt. By the way, for those of you who are listening on the radio, my shirt reads, "In my defense, I was left unsupervised." Story of my life. So today I got to do something that I love doing, and that's being out on the streets and experiencing the things that are going on around Connecticut, if not the country. And it's nice that I am in a job that I can feel and touch the things that I talk about and communicate with the individuals who are responsible for the things that I'm talking about on the air. That I engage with the politicians that I don't like. I can ask them up front and I can be blunt with them. Hey, what's going on with this? I get a chance to do that. And I got to do it today. I went down to Homestead Ave to go to Marshall's house, or Marshall House. Salvation Army's Marshall House. I got there and I was met by Major Donald Spencer, who's going to be a guest on during our holiday store for my program and Brian's program. You'll get to meet him and talk to him as well. We're going to have a video set up also at the Avon Avon Old Farms, as well as the what's the name of the other one? Homestead, yeah. At both hotels, we're going to have everything set up with video as well. But for those of you who do watch me on video, bring your butts down there and say hello, so Reese on the Radio can touch you, feel you, shake your hands. Well, okay, maybe not feel you, but shake your hands. But I went to go to Marshall House today to go check out what they do, because the Salvation Army is a mystery to a lot of us. Sure, we see the guys outside of the supermarkets or outside of the department stores ringing the bell. You see them at football games, infamously, at the Dallas Cowboys stadium. But do we really know what they do? And truth be told, when I ask around, people don't. And 3 years ago, when I first did the holiday store with WTIC, I spoke to some folks and I found out that the Salvation Army is responsible for helping people who have been victims of human trafficking. Blew my mind. that they do that. I was like, really? I would have never known that. And, of course, all of you responded in kind in sending me text messages and emails on Facebook. It's like, I didn't even know that. Now you know that every year you're giving to the Salvation Army during the holiday store. You know it's like the stuff that they're doing is wide-ranging. Things that not only that you care about, but things you didn't know that you could care about. Salvation Army is there. Marshall House is a fine example of this. Let me tell you why. So I got to speak to the program coordinator. Her name is, and I'm going to butcher it, I believe it's Netzabilly Jimenez. They call her Netzi. And I got to speak to her today. She gave me a tour of the facility. She introduced me to her assistant, Cassandra. I got to tell you about her. Very reserved, Cassandra is. I was almost nervous to even ask her a question. I didn't think she would be, very talkative to me. She seemed like a very serious, by-the-book young lady, younger. And I didn't want to, think that I was there gimmicky in any way or sort of like, poking fun or not being serious. I was very serious about my visit there. But she's intimidating. You could see it in her demeanor. I mean that in a good way, Cassandra, if you're listening. But I went on this tour to see the facility, the rooms that they give to the folks who are looking for a place to stay, who may be transitioning, lost their home, were evicted, have no place else to go. I even saw a couple of families in the hallway, people with young children, fathers, mothers, kids, all adorable. And they're just trying to get by. And they are there for the Salvation Army and Marshall House to help them. But folks, this Marshall House thing is much more detailed. And I've got to say, at one point, I got a little misty and emotional. Check this out. You have a family that's being evicted for whatever reason it is. Maybe they're negligent in their own way, right? They don't know much about how to, make their money last long, bills or whatever the case may be. They've got a slumlord, whatever. There's rodents. It's cold. There's no heat. There's a host of different problems that go on in an individual's life that will have them end up at Marshall House. And it doesn't matter what time of day, 12 noon or 12 midnight, Marshall House is open. And if a family is in emergency need for housing, they're there. Even if no one is in the office, don't worry. If we got a spot, we will get you to a spot. Don't have a spot here? We'll call our sister Marshall Houses in and around Connecticut and find out where there's a bed for you and get you transportation to said location to get you out of the cold. That's what they do. Now, what makes this really, really cool, it doesn't matter what your situation is in this case. It doesn't matter what your need is, because Marshall House doesn't look at you like you are one blanket homeless family who's down on their luck. No, 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 no. They care about your specific need. First, get you in a place that's warm. If you're wet, get you dry. First thing in the morning, the team gets together. Hey, we got a family at midnight last night. Boom, we're on it. Let's find out what this family needs. What's their situation? Let's cater to their specific need. Father needs a job, not a problem. This is the part that got me. And I'm all over the place because there's so much to bring up. But anyway, I have to bring this up because this was probably the coolest thing of all. Because you don't even know that there's an organization out there that does this. We get upstairs, and Netzi shows me these two books that are just sitting on a cabinet. And they're employment opportunities, right? It's a booklet of jobs. Two binders sitting there. And she starts thumbing through them. And I'm sure that Netzi's been through this 1,000 times, having to give people the tour. So she's like, and this one here is for people who are looking for jobs. But she's, getting me to the next place. But I stop her and I go, wait a minute, hold on. Remember, Reese on the Radio, former homeless kid up until I was 19 years old. This is an important factor in this whole homelessness thing. So I go, wait, hold on. I just want to know. These are jobs that they can look up, but do you have partnerships with these people that are in the book? Because in my head, because I don't know what they do, I'm under the impression, sure, these are just places you could check out. No. Oh, absolutely not. The jobs that are listed in this booklet have a partnership. And when I say a partnership, meaning they are there to help the people who are looking for jobs inside Marshall House. They even provide them with an opportunity to meet with said employer. I think Netzi said something along the lines of somebody will come in and work with that homeless father or mother who's looking for a job to inform them what they need to do, what they need to present in a job interview. Their relationships with these employers, it doesn't matter what the situation of said individual is. If they've got court hearings, if they've got pending charges, the only thing that they care about is this person getting their life in the right way. And they will do whatever they can. If they've got to go to court with them, if they got fines that they need to pay, they will find a way to get that person on the right side of the tracks with an employer so that they have money in their pocket and they can transition them into a life outside of the shelter. And they have the resources there. It's not that nonsense they talk about, yeah, we'll see if we can get you a job. No. They have partners in employers who are helping them get these folks transitioned out of the situation they're in. But that's not all. That is not all. I spoke to them about things like helping them become financially literate, teaching them how to keep a bank account, how to save money, how to keep them out of harm's way as far as being homeless or out on their behinds. Their whole makeup is not just to pacify people's homelessness. It is to turn their entire life around, get them into their own homes, and give them the tools to keep their homes. They do not believe in return customers. Their objective is to get you in and get you out and get you in a place where you never have to return. And if you do, they do the same thing all over again. And they deal with you specifically based upon your needs. What you are and what your situation is how they handle it. They do not believe in a one-size-fits-all way to improve people's lives. And every one of the people in that building understand that. If they've got housing problems with a particular landlord, there is somebody there who will teach you how to go to court to represent yourself in a housing dispute. They were telling me stories about how the clients will call back and be like, hey, you know, that information you gave me, it worked. Because the individual that's there knows the inner workings of that and gives them the tools to provide for themselves. It is the most awesome thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I would have never known. So when we do the holiday store this month, I mean, I'm going to do my best during the entire time to find out anything I can about the Salvation Army. But this one hit me personally because I spoke to Netzi about what do they do for kids like me when I was 15 and I couldn't get into a shelter because I was a minor child and all the shelters were for adult males. And I had to sleep on the streets. Well, of course, they developed a program for that. Why? Because, again, it is not a one-size-fits-all program. Netzie told me that every day they are thinking about new ways to help people in need. They do not sit aside and just think that whatever's going on is the way that they're going to do it. They find new and innovative ways to help people with independent and different needs. Every day they're coming up with new ideas because they know that this problem of being homeless or being out on your behind is ebbing and flowing and moving and shaking, and it's changing all around us. When we get back, I got to tell you a little bit more about this because I think I want to ask you guys or somebody out there who might be able to help me, because I want to do something nice for Netzie, and I want to do something for Marshall House on Homestead Avenue. So stand by. More news, more views when we return. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $40 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $18 a month, a savings of nearly $300 a year.
Whether you need a $100,000 policy or a $10 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. In a hurry? Don't worry. With SelectQuote, you can get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-637-9116. That's 1-800-637-9116. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-637-9116. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brian Shackman here for QC Kinetics. You know, pain can change an experience entirely. You know, over the holidays, you want to enjoy it. Take that post-meal walk. You know, hug your grandkids, hold the babies. If you have joint pain, whether it's hips, knees, shoulders, back, it changes everything. So if you want to start 2026 right, change this, and QC Kinetics can help you. They have locations in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury. They believe that relief doesn't have to come from surgery or pain pills. They use your body's own natural healing abilities to repair and restore what's been lost, helping you move, live, feel like yourself again, be happy. Write your own comeback story in 2026. Give QC Kinetics a call. And you know what? This long-term relief, it can be great for you, but who knows until you go in and talk to them. And that first consultation is totally free. So pick up the phone, write down this number. And again, they're in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury, so chances are they are close to you. 860-440-PAIN, 860-440-PAIN. It's QC Kinetics. Again, free consultation, Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury at 860-440-PAIN.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
2:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Sunny skies for the balance of the afternoon. Some clouds drifting in. The forecast details from Bob Cox coming up. A West Haven police officer is on leave after an incident over the summer in which a warrant states he used excessive force on a suspect. Officer Richard Nacarado allegedly struck the suspect 18 times outside a city bar July 1st after the suspect hit him. Another officer intervened. Nacarado is also facing an assault charge. City of Hartford has released a new list of negligent landlords, hoping the pressure will lead to more improvements for tenants. Of 900 units owned by landlords on last year's list, the mayor says 93% have seen a change in ownership or improved conditions. Pentagon's watchdog has found Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth put U.S. personnel and their mission at risk when he used the Signal messaging app to convey sensitive information about a military strike against Houthi militants in Yemen earlier this year. Woman facing charges after prosecutors say she stole $98,000 from a deceased state employee's bank account. Christina Richards is charged. The decedent passed away 4 years ago. And Democratic Congressman Henry Cuellar of Texas is thanking President Trump for pardoning him and his wife in a federal bribery and conspiracy case. Trump says that Cuellar and his wife Imelda were prosecuted because the congressman had been critical of former President Joe Biden's immigration policies. WTIC News Time is 2:31 from the WTIC 24-hour traffic network. Still with the emergency road work being done on 84 this afternoon in West Hartford. Exits 43 and 42 sees the right lane out. Also in East Windsor, 91 North, the exit 45 on-ramp is closed for road work there. Still the right lane, left lane that is closed on Route 2, westbound side in East Hartford between exits 2 and 1D from an earlier crash. And 95 down in New Haven backed up between exits 41 out of Orange up to 46 due to a vehicle fire. 2 right lanes are taken out there. Here's Bob with the forecast.
The conditions remain dry and cold out there this afternoon. Temperatures mostly about 35 to 40 degrees. Sundown at 4:20 today. Partly cloudy tonight. Lows in the 20s to around 30. An Arctic cold front is going to move across the state tomorrow by about midday. There could be a flurry or snow squall when that front passes. And after reaching highs in the mid to upper 30s, we'll see temperatures dropping and winds increasing during the afternoon, gusting up to about 40 miles an hour. Thursday night, the winds will gradually subside. We'll have a clear moonlit sky and lows dipping into the single numbers and teens. Friday, mix of sun and clouds, highs just 26 to 31, and it looks like a mix of sun and clouds over the weekend. We'll keep an eye on a system that looks like it's going to pass out pretty far to our south and east on Saturday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 30s Saturday, 35 to 40 Sunday. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Good day for the market so far. The Dow's ahead 453 points. NASDAQ's up 57, S&P up 27. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
This is the time of the year most of us are checking off our holiday gift list. Identity thieves have lists too, and your personal information might be on that list. Protect your identity with LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every single second and alerts you to the threats you could miss yourself. If your identity is stolen, your own U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to work to fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Make this season about joy, not identity theft, with LifeLock. Save up to 40% off your first year at LifeLock.com with the promo code BECK. Terms apply.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The holidays were tricky for the Colonel. He loved people, but he also loved peace and quiet. So he cooked up KFC's $4.99 chicken pot pie. Warm, flaky, with savory sauce and vegetables. It's a tender chicken-filled excuse to get some time to yourself and step away from decking the halls, whatever that means. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. KFC's Chicken Pot Pie, the best $4.99 you'll spend this season.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too.
Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest-growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
Hey guys, we are back. Michael B in the house. I see LA. Karen and Jason is also in the house. Of course, research specialist Lori and Ray the Magic Band. Zach says that I can send Roland out on a mission with some cash and then hide the gift in the studio until Christmas. That would probably be a good idea. Yeah, in fact, I'm almost certain that that's what's going to happen. So then I can make Roland the culprit and Roseanne can yell at him. If you're just joining us, I was talking about my visit to the Marshall House in Hartford on Homestead Avenue today, and I met Netzi Jimenez, who's the program coordinator, and her assistant, Cassandra. I was there to meet Major Donald Spencer, who will be on the program while we're at the Holiday Store, I think like next week at some time. We start the Holiday Store officially on Friday, Brian and myself. And if you want to come down, please do. Come on down to Avon Old Farms Hotel. I'll be there, of course, probably about 1 o'clock to get ready to set everything up. But we'll be there till 6 p.m. So if you want to come by, please do. We'd love to see you. So anyway, Marshall House, back to that. And there was a very important point I wanted to bring up about this place, as well as an ask. So I meet Netzi, I meet Cassandra, her assistant, and Cassandra's at the front desk, and she's a very serious young lady. And I admire that when I see young people working and they're very serious, they take their job seriously. But as Netzi was telling me about everything, there's so much awesome stuff that I'm probably going to forget because I'm committing it to memory, and it's all amazing. It's helpful. It's resourceful. They really care about the people that they are helping. They feel connected to the issue without telling people's personal stories, but they're connected to the issues that they're dealing with these folks who are looking for housing, and they understand them. And this helps them get the results that they need. And they don't look at it like most people see programs, which is, again, why I always say the government, they need to literally model themselves in what the Salvation Army does, because they are not trying to just grab a whole bunch of funds and then solve the problem in one-size-fits-all ways. these folks really know that every individual is different. And Netzi could not stop letting me know that that's their focus, that no two people are the same. No two needs are the same. That's why they have the success that they do, and that's why the need is so important. Anyway, or what they're doing is so important. So two things that I really, really want to point out. And there was just something that just struck me about my conversation with Cassandra, because I wanted to ask people there. Myrna was another young lady I spoke to. She was talking about financial literacy. I'll get to her in a second. But Cassandra said something that blew my mind, because I asked Netzi, what are some of the things that you folks need? Like, what can I tell the audience that would be helpful to the people that you work with? And Netzi talked about things like blankets and linen. That stuff is important to people who are transitioning to their new place, because those things can be expensive. And Cassandra, I asked her, Cassandra had mentioned blankets, but something else like blew my mind, because this was the first thing that Cassandra said. She said cleaning supplies. And she says, we need a lot of cleaning supplies. Now, I wasn't sure like why cleaning supplies were so important. But this is an amazing observation by Cassandra, and she's right on the way that she described it. That's how I know that these people know what they're doing, because they understand the clientele, if you will. She said, because cleaning supplies, when people have their own place and it means something to them, they want to keep it clean. They want it clean to their own specifications. They don't want it dirty because it's theirs. It's a value. I don't know what that comment did to me, but it opened my eyes, and then it made me like a little bit emotional. I totally get that. Considering that Roland was just at my hotel room the other day, and it was an absolute mess. Clothes were everywhere. But it's true. When it's your own, it's a value to you. Roland, you can get that, right? You can identify with that, right? Like when you moved into your new home, was your wife adamant about like cleaning every aspect of it, even though it was already clean? She had to do some more cleaning because it just didn't fit her specifications?
No, that was me.
Oh, it was you?
It's different. Like, I'm like, oh, we're homeowners now, so
yeah.
I see something on the ground that, like a little candy wrapper or something, I'm automatically gonna pick it up. Compared to when I was renting, I'll tell my daughter, come downstairs, pick that up.
So there is, so it's the sense of value.
Yeah.
Right? And it's so much bigger than ever before. Okay, I figured that was the case. But the way that Cassandra said it was just like these people, these folks, when they get their own and they're cleaning up their own space, that's why they need the cleaning supplies. It's that important to them because it's never clean enough for them. They just want to make it sparkle because it's theirs.
Yeah, it matters.
Yeah, it does. It's impressive because I kind of feel like that's a universal feeling to anybody who has something that means something to them or that they own. You know, it's like getting a new bike and polishing it every day, making sure it's shiny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when it no longer has any words, you'll let it, wear and tear. But that's important to them. So if you can help out the folks there, cleaning supplies would be welcomed, as well as linen. That is important as well. But I have an ask. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this, Roland. This may be too much.
Okay.
So I went to their little recreation room. And in the room, they've got a huge area with toys, blocks, and puzzles and all that stuff for families with their children that they can play in. It's like their own little playpen that you would see like at the mall. It's relatively like a quarter size of the thing you'd see in a mall, but it's big. Like it can at least 10 kids can play in that little area. Then they have pool tables over to the side. And we're talking full pool tables, not the little ones you see in the bars. These are 2 full pool tables, and then they have a TV in the corner. And they have a good space for you to sit down at a table, play board games, and they have a TV section right there with a couch that people can sit down and watch TV. But I got to tell you, it hurt me because the TV room is relatively big, and they have like a 41-inch TV.
Oh, 42.
Room. It's 40. Yeah, 42. Yeah, well, they have 41s as well, but yeah, it's small, and nobody can see that TV in there. So I think,
so what you want, a 75?
At least. No. What I'm saying is like, look, they have a place, a room, like, like a lounge for the actual staff. Like, because sometimes, and Netzie told me this, like when they're dealing with these families, sometimes it could be, an emotional roller coaster that they're dealing with. And it's a place for them to kind of veg out or go to, recoup or, reorganize. If they're dealing with a problem that maybe a sick child, and some people get very emotional because you're helping human lives. And they have a little lounge room as well. And that TV only is about 42 inches. So I was saying to Netzie, somebody has got to have a big TV that they can, even use, I don't care, but they can offer up to Marshall House. If they can't do two, if somebody's got a used TV that's a little larger for their, I don't care how the TV got there, but tell me, give me a call, holler at me right here, or go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. If you know somebody who can provide even a used one, they will take a used TV, but they've got a little one there. And that room, for what they do, they should at least be able to have a big TV for the kids can watch cartoons or movies or something along that line. Please, if you know somebody who can, or a business who has one, that maybe they're transitioning from one of their TVs to another one. If you have one and you'd like to donate it, please let me know so I can get it over to the folks at Marshall House. And again, it's on Homestead Avenue, but you contact me. If we can get somebody who can get a TV to them, even if you got two, if you have one, and used is okay. I don't need any brand new stuff.
Yeah, well, you can get a 75 for $400. Is not.
Yeah, that's not even a lot of money.
It's not crazy.
Yeah, right now, at Christmas, they've got all of these, like, blockbuster, sales and stuff. It's not really Black Friday anymore, but they usually have a sale, something like that. So if someone has something, and again, even if it's used, I don't want anybody to have to come out of pocket with that kind of money. If you have one, maybe there's a bar that's closing down, or some sort of rec center that's transitioning their old TV, and, they'd like to donate it instead of throwing it out because it still works pretty well. Get in touch with me at ReeseOnTheRadio.com, or call me right here at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. I will get you involved with Netzie, the program coordinator there at Marshall House, so we can get a TV there. And anything else that you guys can donate. Mailman Mike actually already texted me and said after the show I'm going to call him. He's got some stuff he wants to offer up to Marshall House as well. So we'll talk about that and much, much more. So stand by. What'd you say? $400 for a 75-inch? Okay, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that angle because I don't have a TV in my new apartment that I'm moving in January. So I'm gonna need that more than anything. I just need. Oh, you just bought one? 75 inches? Yeah, that's right, for your little LSU man cave. All right, we'll take a break. More news, more views when we get back. Why you should never invite Reese on the Radio to your Christmas party if you're a politician. I'll explain that to you shortly when we come back. It's Reese on the Radio.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. That's 800-890-5075. Paid for by Term Direct.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Yeah, this is, I think that I'll read this in a little bit because it's relatively long. But thank you, Mark, for this. Just sent me a text about that. I also heard from the Connecticut Sentinel. Connecticut Sentinel, you do not count. You are not politicians. I want to make that abundantly clear. Politicians do not invite me to your parties. I know there was a big hubbub about all of the folks that are going to hang out with Governor Lamont. Was it this evening? Tonight? Is that tonight? The whole Governor Lamont thing? Yeah, that's fine. You know, I'm new here. I didn't get my invite. Apparently, it got lost in the mail. You know, somebody didn't know what my mailing address was. I get it. It's all right. But don't invite me. Don't invite me to your swanky little, you know, political Christmas party. Just don't do it to yourselves. Don't. And the beauty of it is that I don't even drink anymore, right? You know, in my drinking days, you definitely wouldn't have invited me, but I'm sober now, which is more so why you should not allow me at your Christmas parties. I don't want to hobnob. Look, can I tell you a quick story? Let me tell you a quick story about why I don't do it. And it's horrible that it had to happen with somebody who, when I grew up, was my hero. But you know the old saying, right? Never meet your heroes. And I'm at Hot 97 back in the day, and we get none other than what I'd like to call, like, officially a homeboy, because he lived down the road from my grandfather's home in Hollis, Queens. Russell Simmons. Yes, that Russell Simmons is in the studio. And he was very political at this time of his life. You know, he was helping out a lot of politicians, he was fundraising for a lot of people. He was a bungler back in the day. And I'll never forget that, that guy never knew my name, ever knew my name at any given time until I started covering the news for that morning show. Because then when I became the news director for that station after September 11th, all of a sudden I was one of the most important people in the world, especially to names like his, people who wouldn't give me the time of day. Al Sharpton, too. All those shifty, shady Negroes, all of them. They all of a sudden were so interested in who I am. Any other time, get me my coffee, boy. But then I was the most important. And I'll never forget, I'm walking Russell Simmons out of the studio, and he looks at me and he says, hey, why don't you come on down to my event? He hands me tickets to my thing. He goes, I'm going to need you to promote my so-and-so. I looked at him right in his face and I said, Russell, I love you. You're a homeboy. You're from the neighborhood. But how could anybody respect me after you hand me a bunch of tickets and tell me to promote your so-and-so on the air? I do not want to be that kind of guy. I don't want to hobnob with you. I don't want to hobnob with anyone like you. You guys have an agenda, and I'm not interested. The people that you support, I would never support, and I would never tie my name to it. Imagine I had gotten on the air and started promoting the guys that you promote. Imagine me going on the air saying glowing things about David Dinkins or Al Sharpton or McCall or any one of the losers you represent, Charlie Rangel. Imagine that. What would my audience think of me? They already hate me for being a Republican. What makes you think that they would have any respect for me if all of a sudden out of nowhere, because I'm going to your little shindigs, that I'm now promoting the likes of you, Al Sharpton, and Charlie Rangel? Never invite me to another one of your gigs. Here are your tickets. Have a good day. And I've never been invited since, and never will I ever be. And when I needed those folks, trust me, I never called a soul because none of them came to my aid. Because everybody loves a star when he's on the top. But no one ever comes around when he starts to drop. I know the drill. So please, don't ever invite me to any of your little shindigs. Not interested. I don't drink. I don't party. I don't hobnob. I don't need to know your names or your telephone numbers. I don't need to be pally-wows when we text, while we watch television. Nope, not interested. Okay? I'm here to do a job. That's all. Here to serve the people. Now, the folks, the average schmoes like me, oh, yeah, I'll get together with them and break bread any other day. The people that I serve on this microphone, oh, any day. I'll go to any one of your shindigs. Bar mitzvahs included. But if you are one of these so-called ruling class folks, no thank you. No thank you. I don't want to see any pictures of me hobnobbing with you, taking group photos so Mark in West Hartford can put me on Twitter. Look at him. He's a sellout. Look at him. Reese on the Radio just like the rest of them. Mark will not catch me slipping. You hear me, Mark? You're not going to catch me slipping. I know you think you got me. You won't get me slipping. Mark in West Hartford is brutal. I want no parts of that. God bless him. He's my boy. I give him crap, but he's my boy. All right, we got to take a break. We got news coming up with John Silva. When we return, Eversource. There's an interesting story going on. John Silva's got your news.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
3 o'clock, Hartford temperature 37 degrees, mainly sunny, some clouds this afternoon. Going to get cold around here by week's end. We'll have the forecast details coming up. The admiral who Defense Secretary Hegseth said ordered a second strike on a suspected drug boat in the Caribbean appears before Congress. Caitlin Huey-Burns reports.
Bottom line, this briefing tomorrow is just going to be huge because lawmakers, both Republicans and Democrats, want to hear exactly what happened. They want a timeline. They also want to know what his version of the story is, can be corroborated.
Now, the Washington Post reports the first strike left 2 survivors and the second strike killed them. A West Haven police officer is on leave after an incident over the summer in which a warrant states he used excessive force on a suspect. Police were called to a city bar July 1st on a report of a person who wouldn't leave. Officer Richard Nacarado allegedly struck a suspect 18 times outside the city bar after the suspect hit him. Another officer intervened to stop Nacarado, says Police Chief Joseph Perno.
The officer that intervened, we give a lot of credit to that officer for having the foresight and the ability to come forward and say what they saw. So it works. The system does work.
State's attorney is reviewing the case. Chief Perno says Nacarado was facing an assault charge and steps are being taken to decertify him as a police officer. Saying his first list of out-of-town negligent landlords was effective in producing change. Hartford Mayor Arunan Aralampalam has released a new list, as we hear from WTIC's Dave Mager.
The mayor's office says last year's list of problem landlords produced results for tenants.
I do think they're seeing the improvements.
City Housing Code Enforcement Director Judith Rothschild says 2 landlords were forced to sell their extensive properties, including Bishop Lamore Whitehead of New York, owner of dilapidated units on Earl Street.
That property is now under a new owner. Permits are applied for. They're doing a full renovation. Not only did the foreclosure happen, but the city ended up having to vacate the property. Lack of heat, lack of essential services, lack of water.
7 property owners on the new list face similar complaints. Tenants can call 311 to report problems being ignored by landlords. The city is promising more legal pressure to force compliance. Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
State Inspector General is investigating police use of force during a standoff that lasted hours in Stamford on Tuesday. Police say the man barricaded inside a home on Oaklawn Avenue opened fire on police. Officers returned that fire. Man was later found dead inside from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. No other details have been released. Trump administration's immigration enforcement operation is underway in New Orleans. Katie Weiss reports.
Their goal is to arrest people who have been allowed back on the streets after getting arrested previously for some kind of crime. Now, yesterday here in the city, I did see some federal agents, but so far the city has appeared quite subdued. We've been talking about this as Operation Swamp Sweep. We know now that they're officially calling it Operation Catahoula Crunch.
The rush is on to find the perfect holiday tree. Those with the Connecticut Christmas Tree Growers Association report doing big business since Black Friday. Executive Director Lisa Angevine Bergs runs her family operation in Warren. She lists a few of the most popular Christmas trees among buyers.
Fir is definitely always popular. It smells wonderful. The Fraser fir, concolor fir, Canaan fir, balsam fir, blue spruce is making a little bit of a comeback. It's a little bit harder to find in Connecticut. We have eastern white pine. It's that nice long needle tree.
She says the tree purchasing season was shorter this year due to the lateness of the Thanksgiving holiday. WTIC News Time 3:04, checking traffic. We still have a couple of issues out here. In East Hartford, we had an earlier crash that took out the left lane on Route 2 West between exits 2 and 1D. Congestion reported 84 westbound, continuing in the West Hartford area from 43 and 42. Crews have been doing some road work out in that area there, and the right lane is closed. Let's get a look at the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
We've seen a couple of clouds around here and there. Partly cloudy sky overnight with a low temperature of 24 degrees. Mostly cloudy, increasingly windy as an Arctic cold front comes through tomorrow, and do expect a snow shower here and there. The high temperature 38. In the wake of that Arctic cold front, the coldest air of the season tomorrow night with a low temperature of 3 above and the real field temperature a few degrees below 0. Friday, partly sunny, very cold, the high temperature 27. Saturday, mostly cloudy, the high 37. On Sunday, mostly cloudy, the high temperature 40 degrees. And on Monday, more clouds than sun, still chilly with a high of 26 degrees. So a very chilly pattern in store over the next several days. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, currently it is 37 degrees in Hartford. Wall Street, the Dow is up 467 points. NASDAQ ahead 70, S&P up 29. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission, $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Men, it's the holidays, a time of love and joy. But if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, the season can be tough on you. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you and your partner are struggling because of ED, change it up this year. Give the best gift you can give to the one you love by treating your ED and restoring your relationship. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. And as a Promedic restorative health practice, we've literally seen thousands of relationships renewed across the nation. Plus, with treatments having success rates well over 90%, coupled with many treatment options, we can likely find the right one for you. You may even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us and give your partner the best gift you can give this season, a renewed, restored relationship. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio here. Mike is in New Haven. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. How about yourself?
Pretty good. What's up?
I'm wondering if anyone came forward for the TVs yet.
No. I didn't get any messages, and I'm checking my email now just to make sure. What do you got? You got something for us?
I would like to donate 2 of them.
God bless you. Mike, let me do this. Here's what I'm going to do. Roland, I don't have anything that I could possibly do. Mike, is this your cell phone number that I see on the screen?
Yes, it is, sir.
Perfect. I'm going to get Roland to hold on to your number. You're going to get a phone call from me after the show. Okay, and I'll text you first to let you know. So if you don't recognize the number, I'll text you and say that it's Reese, and then you and I will get together. Can you tell us anything about the TVs?
No, I'm going to go buy 2 75-inch TVs for the Salvation Army.
Holy oh, okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, then Roland, if you could, Mike, thank you. Other than thanking you so much, I really, really appreciate you doing that. I hope that you come and see us at the Avon Old Farms, or where the other place, Glastonbury. Yeah, in Glastonbury. I hope I get to meet you. Please, will you come out so at least I can celebrate you on air?
I will do my best to do that. I just need the information where I have to deliver them to.
Okay, absolutely. I will give you a call after the show, and I'll text you first just to let you know it's me.
Sounds great.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. Let me put you on hold. Yeah. I don't know. What can you say? My mother used to say, closed mouths don't get fed. Ask and you shall receive, as they say. Wow, Mike in New Haven. Thank you for that. Folks, what else can I say? Netsy, I hope you're still paying attention, but I don't know if this is the power of prayer or power of the program. So we'll take both. I'm actually a little overwhelmed right now. I wouldn't have expected that. That was incredible. Elaine writes, because you will find that nutmeggers are very generous. It brings you to tears. It really did. I am a little emotional about that. I'm glad I grabbed the phone call. Yeah. Wow. Let's get to some news. I did not know that this story was brewing because it hasn't been covered on local news. More on that a little later. Bridgeport's new 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew for anyone under 18 years old went into effect yesterday, resulting in 47 citations and 19 youths being taken into the new juvenile processing center at the old Barnum School. Police Chief Rebecca Garcia said the first night was calm but firm, with no major incidents reported after 9 p.m. on the east side, west side, or Hollow neighborhoods. The curfew, initially set to last 30 days after the recent spike in shootings, will now continue indefinitely until the homicide rate drops below 2024 levels. Community leaders in the North End held a peace vigil on Wednesday, they held a peace vigil when? Last week? Oh, yeah. Attended by more than 600 residents calling for jobs programs instead of criminalizing childhood. We're not criminalizing childhood. And in that argument, you're suggesting that childhood in some way means you do criminal things. It's insane. Anyway, a story that we did not touch on, but we had planned on talking about it, had to do with a conspiracy theory that the woman who is in charge, or that Robert F. Kennedy handpicked as a CDC appointee, was undermining his efforts at the CDC. Her name is Susan Monterez. Well, the Daily Beast has just quietly confirmed that the conspiracy theory was indeed true. Susan Monterez, who was Robert Kennedy's hand-picked CDC appointee, was privately assuring health officials that she would reverse her own boss's directives, according to agency staffers. This theory was previously mocked as baseless and unfounded, but now there are outlets who are on the left who are now confirming it to be true. She said stuff like, "Please wait. When I come, I will make changes," Monterez reportedly promised CDC's former chief medical officer, Deborah Ori, urging her not to resign. Monterez said that Kennedy then issued her an ultimatum, obey or resign, just 29 days after her Senate confirmation. She was ousted. She quickly followed, Hourly, who quickly followed her out the door afterwards. There's been more fallout from the release of the Epstein files, and they're hurting Democrats. Larry Summers has been handed a lifetime ban from the American Economic Association. The AEA did not specifically cite Jeffrey Epstein, but referenced Summers' conduct as reflected in the publicly reported communications as inconsistent with the prestigious association's integrity standards. The move from the association came weeks after the emails became public. Summers, a former Harvard president and U.S. Treasury Secretary under Bill Clinton, has faced sharp scrutiny in recent weeks after a trove of recently released emails detailed his years of correspondence with Epstein that continued until July 5th of 2019, the day before the financier was arrested on federal sex trafficking charges. Business Insider reported that Summers would be stepping back from public life after the emails revealed that he had sought Epstein's advice on how to pursue a romantic relationship with a woman he referred to as his mentee. And now for the stupidest thing I read today.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Okay, I tried to get the woman who is known as, I cannot get her name, but the young lady's name is Sherry. And she is related to this story. Let me explain to you. I will give you her full name, and I apologize because I should have had it, but I just got the text because I was hoping to interview her for the stupidest thing I read today, but they're not going to allow her to be interviewed until the ordinance passes. So what is the stupidest thing I've read today? Well, it turns out that Hartford is proposing an ordinance that intends to help pets and their owners. The public hearing, which will be held on December 15th at 7 p.m. at Hartford City Hall, is to consider a proposal that would limit the allowable number of cats and dogs to a limit of 6 per home. The proposal, introduced by Councilors Mally Rosado and John Gale, would allow for any combination of cats and dogs up to 6, unless the care is temporary, up to 90 days, and under the supervision of a licensed rescue organization. Licensed kennels and litters of puppies or kittens up to 12 weeks old are exempt. The ordinance, if passed, would be enforced by the Hartford Police Department's Animal Control Division, which would conduct inspections, issue warnings, and require compliance. Failure to comply would result in fines up to $100 each day of the violation, and continued after written notice, and could also result in the removal of the animals from the home. The proposed ordinance says its purpose is to promote public health, safety, and welfare, and to prevent nuisances arising from keeping excessive numbers of domestic animals in residential areas. The city seeks to balance responsible pet ownership with the need to maintain safe, sanitary, and peaceful neighborhoods. They are in hopes that the ordinance will prevent that suffering. Now, look, I'm not you. I like dogs. I like cats even. But I'm a dog person. I don't know anybody who would have that many cats or dogs in the house, with the exception of old ladies. Unless somebody can tell me otherwise. Is there anybody out there who knows anyone with more than 5 cats? I don't know anybody. And usually that lady is kind of reclusive, recluse, if you will. Stays to herself, doesn't talk to anyone, has wild hair, sees things. I'm just saying. Not. I don't want you to be cruel, but you know what I'm talking about. Your neighbor she would fall, right? I think in this rule, she would be, what is it? How many? 5? She's at 6. Okay, so she's got 6. She's at the limit. What's she doing with 4 cats and 2 dogs? What kind of dogs? What kind of dogs are they? Are they like simple,
I'm not an animal person, so I don't know.
Okay. You don't know what kind of dogs they are?
One of them looked like a sheep. It's all black.
Okay, like a sheepdog.
Yeah, one of them looked like that.
That's kind of a
and
docile dog.
The other dog is an orange dog.
An orange dog.
Yeah, but
like a shaggy,
like a fox.
Like a fox. Okay, all right. I'm not sure what that one is, but that's usually a docile dog, right? A docile dog. Those aren't attack animals.
Oh, one of the sheepdog is old.
Oh, is he old?
It doesn't do much.
I don't understand why anybody would have a dog that sheds in your house.
All dogs don't shed?
Not all.
Oh, okay.
No, they're like short hairs, that don't shed as much. You can just vacuum up. But there's some dogs that just they've got a lot of hair, and it's everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And you're breathing it.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I just don't understand. It's like, for me, I know you people out there. Here we go. There are some people out there, you know who they are, who always say this. You've met one, and they say it. I like my animals more than I like people.
Oh, yeah, I know a lot of people like that.
Why do those people irritate me?
Yeah.
I don't know why. They irritate me. I shouldn't care. I know I shouldn't care. But it's the fact. You know what it is? I'll tell you what. You know what I don't like about it, Roland? Here's what I don't like about it. It's because they are making a point, and they're saying it to you. They're calling you lowly, right? That's what they're doing. They're calling you lowly and worthless.
Yeah.
That's what that's about. When they say that to you, I like my pets more than I like people, they're saying that you're worthless.
Yeah, they say people ain't
Yeah,
ish.
Exactly, ain't ish. People aren't ish. They're all mean. My pets are kind and loving. Those people, because that's what it is. They're making a statement about people. And that's and my response to them are, you're a person. That means you're a piece of ish.
No, they're not. They're animal lovers, and they're good people.
They're so much better than us.
Yeah.
That's what they are. Because I'm better than you, because I see the value in pets and animals. I don't get it. I like I said, I love animals, but not that many. It's just way too many.
You had a dog though, right?
I had two, unfortunately. They passed. It's a long story. I don't even want to get into it. It was really, really tragic too. But I would love to have just one dog. One. But even that comes with some territory that I'm just not willing to venture. One, expensive vet fees. Vet charge. I can't. I just can't. And imagine if you have 6 of them. These surgeries are not cheap.
Yeah.
When they get sick, and is it me or what is it? Like every dog in the world gets cancer all at the same time, and they have to have these surgeries. I remember when I had Rowdy, and I didn't even think of it when I had him. The first time he got sick, and they said to me that he got some, I don't know, it was a gallbladder or something, some cyst or some weirdness. And the doctor told me, I'll never forget it. Yeah, to get that removed, it's going to cost you $650. I looked at him, I was like, hi, Rowdy, we're going to have to leave you here. I mean, I eventually paid for it, but I felt like I had been stiffed, if you will. Like I had been robbed. I was like, it's just a lot of money. And if you got 6 dogs, the guarantee that they're going to be healthy and going to the vet, that stuff ain't cheap. Now they've got pet insurance. Have you ever heard of that? I remember when I got Rowdy, somebody was telling the what do we call it?
Yeah, some jobs offer it.
Yeah, the shelter. What?
Yeah, some jobs offer pet insurance.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Does Odyssey? Does Odyssey offer it?
Yeah,
I gotta find out.
I'm pretty sure there's multiple jobs that offer pet insurance. As part of your family.
Ugh. I guess I can't really say anything horrible about that. I mean, I guess a dog is a part of the family. I just couldn't imagine 6 of them. These people at first you see them.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And it's very expensive to maintain those dogs. Things like, food alone is expensive, right? Food is expensive. You got to take them to the vet to get their shots is expensive. Like, there's no welfare for that. Like, you can't get a Section 8 for your dog. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't. I couldn't. 6 dogs. And now they want to get the people involved. The city involved as well. That's just way too much. Mark says, my friend Sherry is an animal control officer. I think that's who we're talking about in Hartford. I used to promote dogs for adoption back in the 80s and 90s. She knows all things dogs and cats in Hartford. I credit her with eliminating most of Hartford's dog fighting and cockfighting operations. She's the toughest chick I know. Tell Sherry to give us a call. If that's who, I think that she's the authority here. I didn't even know that was a thing. Is that the person? Oh, I think, in fact, Mark, you mentioned it. I think that's the young lady that Hartford police just sent me a text about. That Sherry is probably the young lady that they don't, because they're waiting for the ordinance to pass and they don't want her to give any public statements about it. Maybe that's the person you're talking about. So that's interesting. Well, if the ordinance passes, then I do want to have a conversation with her. That I do. $650 is cheap, says Boston Julie. She says, my black dog, Chubby, had 3 teeth out. It cost her $1,600. $1,600. Molly, who I met, her dog, is on about $120 a month of medicine for her cough. $120 a month for a cough. $1,600 for teeth. That's a lot of money. I don't know. That is a lot of money. I don't know if I can spend. I have to be able to justify that. I love my pets. I do. I really do. But I don't think I could. Not with that kind of money. It just seems like way too much. Anyway, some other people are texting me about this. Cats. Okay, Brian, I'm sorry. This is coming from Brian. Brian says, cats and bumper stickers. If you have more than 3, you likely have issues. That's interesting, Brian, that you say that. What makes that so funny is, do you ever see the people with a whole bunch of bumper stickers behind their car? Yeah. Exactly. And it always seems to be on a Subaru. I don't know why. It just is. And they travel an awful lot. I found that interesting. Brian, you are so on point with that one. You are definitely on point with that one. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Eversource wants to get rid of the public utilities, but Democrats are fighting it. If there's ever something that Republicans can get behind and fight publicly, this is the story you want to pay attention to. All right? This is a really, really, really good story to promote in and around Connecticut for Republicans. Pay attention. We'll talk about it when we get back. Also, John Silver at the bottom of the hour, he was talking about something. Top of the hour. He was talking about a story that we have covered here about slumlords in Hartford. Yeah, we were talking about that story a couple of weeks ago. Remember that? Yeah, look at that. Now it's starting to get mainstream attention. We'll talk about that as well when we return. Stick around. It's Reese on the Radio.
I'm Haley Allaire from Allaire Elder Law. To ensure that you stay at your best and are able to continue to safely live in the least restrictive environment possible, hopefully at home, these are things to consider to determine if you need some help. These include memory risks, such as wandering, getting lost in a familiar location, forgetting names of close family or friends, putting items in strange places, leaving the stove on without knowing, the inability to call 911 or leave the home in emergencies, forgetting to pay bills leading to utility shutoff, or the physical
One 800-24.
case. Eversource appealing the regulatory approval of the $2.4 billion Aquarian water sale. Utilities Regulatory Authority voted unanimously against Eversource's proposed sale to a regional water authority, basically arguing the 59 municipalities involved and regulators would have been effectively eliminated from any future rate-setting decisions. Florida woman facing charges for allegedly stealing thousands of dollars in pension funds to a state employee who had died. According to the chief state's attorney, 41-year-old Christina Richards had been accessing the decedent's bank account after her death in October of 2021. Officials say Richards lived with her in Fort Pierce, Florida. The prosecutors say Richards stole nearly $98,000. WTIC News Time is 3:32. Here's the forecast.
We've seen a couple of clouds here and there. The low temperature tonight will go down to 24 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. Mostly cloudy, windy tomorrow with a snow shower, the high 38. Breezy tomorrow evening, otherwise clear, very cold. As a matter of fact, we will tie the record from 1976 with a low temperature of 3 above. On Friday, partly sunny, very cold, the high only 27. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
This holiday season, when you get them STIHL, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit STIHLUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from STIHL. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
Hey, how'd you get your water heater fixed so fast?
Aiello Home Services, same-day plumbing. I gave them a call, and they had a plumber on their way. They even sent the plumber's real-time location, so I knew when they would be here.
Did you say same day? That's crazy.
If you need same-day plumbing, call, click, or text today and say, hello, Aiello. Call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926. P10277688. S10413487. D10401465. S3308699. SM3004646. E1185643.
Never liked braces? Invisalign is an alternative that may be right for you. It's removable, more comfortable, and reduces the risk of developing cavities and gum disease. Get your dream smile discreetly and easily. Call Columbia Dental at 860-645-0111.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Wesley Financial.
OpenAI is hiring dozens of former investment bankers to help train its AI systems in financial management. Bloomberg reports that the ChatGPT creator has added more than 100 finance professionals from JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley to help train AI models to automate work performed by junior bankers, teaching the AI models about IPOs and corporate restructurings. I'm Jason Brooks.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-384-9393. That's 800-384-9393.
Join the Hartford Symphony Orchestra for Winter Dreams, December 12th through the 14th. Experience the enchanting sounds of Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 1, Winter Dreams, led by music director Carolyn Kwan. Be inspired by 7-time Grammy nominee and violinist Curtis Stewart as he reimagines Vivaldi's 4 seasons in his groundbreaking work, Seasons of Change. This powerful pairing blends tradition with innovation. Don't miss this captivating concert. For tickets, call 860-987-5900 or visit hartfordsymphony.org.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Happy 100th birthday, WTIC. Happy birthday to us. Now you know why they don't ask me to sing.
We're back, Reese on the radio here, and so I saw this story. I wasn't sure if it really had any relevance, but of course it does, because the winter is here. It's going to be cold, and energy costs, as usual, are going to skyrocket. And I saw this story about Steve Sullivan, who is one of the executives at Eversource, who said that he wanted to, or he thought it was a good idea to get rid of the public benefits charge, because it would alleviate some of the folks, energy bills, and let the state's budget cover it. It would save customers $40 to $55 a month immediately. 20% off the average bill, but that's real money. And as far as Steve Sullivan is concerned, he's saying that, look, this isn't about profits for them. He believes that it's good business to help folks out. Now, Jonathan Steinberg, Representative Jonathan Steinberg, is saying no, because this is going to cost the state $1 billion a year. And he believes that they're just going to have to jack up taxes to replace it in other places. Nothing new. Democrats are going to hike prices anyway. They're going to hike taxes anyway. There's no different. It's never enough for the state of Connecticut. This nonsense that says we're not going to alleviate people's energy bills at this time because we're going to lose money elsewhere, which will only cause us to raise taxes. What do you mean, sooner or later? Because you're going to raise taxes no matter what. It's all they're doing. Why am I even bringing this up? Because they're already talking about another proposed tax. On whom? The wealthiest of the wealthy. They're proposing a mansion tax in 2026. So it's not like they're not thinking about raising taxes already. That's going to come. Progressive Democrats in Connecticut's General Assembly, led by Senate President pro tempore Martin Looney, is actively planning to revive a mansion tax proposal during the 2026 legislative session, which, of course, starts in a month. This would build on a failed 2023 effort and recent national momentum for such taxes and fiscal pressures from the federal shutdown and rising homelessness. However, it faces stiff opposition from Governor Ned Lamont, but not so much now. Republicans and real estate groups who argue it could drive out wealthy residents and hurt the housing market. I've got to ask a question. Republicans, think about this. These wealthy folks that you think are going to leave Connecticut, what are their political leanings? Who are they donating to? Who are they donating to? To Republicans? I don't think so. Unless somebody tell me something different. Because I don't want to sound crazy here, but if you're protecting a group of people who are never fundraising for you, never, they're going to eat the tax anyway. That's what the intention is. The proposal said it's a tiered tiered tax, on home sales, starting at 1 to 2 mils, that's 1 to 2 million per $1,000 assessed value, for homes between 1.5 and $2 million, escalating to 2.25 to 4%. And then $2.5 million homes, or 4% for $2 million, $2.5 million homes. Funds would target homelessness and urban aid, but not general revenue. Am I reading any of this correct? Because this sounds confusing as hell. It's a tiered tax on home sales, starting with 1 to 2 mils. That's 1 to 2 per 1,000 assessed values for homes over 1.5 to $2 million, escalating to 2.25 to 4% for $2.5 million homes, and any home valued more than that. I think I'm reading that right. The odds and the hurdles say that Dems hold supermajorities to a 25-11 Senate and a 101-50 House majority. But Lamont's veto threat could stop the whole thing. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to veto it at all. So here's a better breakdown. If I made this messy, this would be... No, that's actually not helping me at all. The breakdown of this isn't helping at all. How do people read through this nonsense? It is confusing as hell, and of course, I'm reading it for the first time. But nonetheless, let's just say it this way, and I'll just take from what I can read from here. Whoever the millionaires or the billionaires are who live in Connecticut, they're going to eat the tax. They don't care. They'll probably get Lamont to help them a little bit, but they're going to eat the tax. If it gets passed, if it becomes veto-proof, they'll eat the tax. They will. Republicans can fight it all day long. They'll still allow it to happen. And Democrats will still fundraise. The wealthy will still fundraise for Democrats. And they'll act like nothing happened. But the Eversource thing, that's something you can build on. That is something you can build on. Force the Democrats to answer to why they would allow folks at this time, when they're saying that affordability is the issue, right? Democrats are running on affordability. Well, here's your chance, Democrats. Here's an opportunity to make things like energy affordable for those who can't. Right? Those who can't afford it. Here's your opportunity. Republicans should be, and it's not about running when election time happens. It's about doing it when it matters right now. That's all you have to do. Let's go to Sam in Windsor first. Hello, Sam.
Hey, Reese. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Are you going to explain this to me that I keep screwing up?
So, actually, yes, I am. The reason why you can't read it is because no one else reads it.
Okay, so I'm not lost here.
No. They write these things purposefully so that no one can read them, so that the legislators can try to do whatever their job might be described as.
Okay.
I just want to make a comment on something I heard on TIC this morning.
Okay.
And it was on a news program.
Okay.
And two fellows were talking about a Democratic push, and the Democratic man said, "Well, we do," and the Republican guy said, "Well, I'm not a Democrat," and the Democrat said this, "Well, by we, I mean I." That sums up the entire problem.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's all I have to say today. Thank you, man.
You got it. Okay. I'd love to know who he was talking about. Tom in Thomaston, what's up, buddy?
Hey, hello. Hey, Reese, I just came in right at the end when you were talking. What's the name of that, the house in Hartford?
It is Marshall House on Homestead Ave.
Marshall House. All right, I got to get supplies tomorrow. I'll grab a couple extra cases of glass cold cleaner, and I'll bring them over to him.
Really? You do that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, it's not too large TVs, but it's a little something.
No, anything you can help the folks out with. Like I said, what Cassandra said is absolutely so pivotal, and it made so much sense the way she explained it. Because I was, when she said like cleaning supplies, I didn't get what angle she, why that was so necessary. But when she described it and she told me just the way she described it, I went, oh, like literally, I watched my brain open up the way she explained it. It was, and that's, if I may, for Cassandra, if I may, that's the reason why she is perfect for this job, because she understands the people that she serves better than they even know. Like she really, really gets it, and she loves that job. Just talking to her, she's like, she loves what she does because she gets it. And when she said that, the fact that she can convey it to me that I understood is exactly why she is so pivotal to Netzie in her role as her assistant. She just really, really gets it.
Yeah, that's why like Karen up at in Torrington, she's just a caring person,
Yeah, and she's really, that's, again, Karen's a perfect example. On the ground, actually doing the work and talking and communicating with the folks that are in need, never being above them, never letting them feel in one way like they should be ashamed or embarrassed. She welcomes them in like family, and she serves them like their family, like they're coming home to get the help that they need, and the door's always open for them. That's what these folks, Netzie and Cassandra, that's what they're doing for these people.
Hey, I got a quick question for you on your interview with Ben Proto.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm hoping I heard this wrong. Did he say he had lists and knew exactly who we voted for?
Yes, this is a list that comes out after the fact. So in essence, he can tell a region afterwards. It's called the autopsy by most measures. It tells which region voted for whom and I guess in each election after the fact.
All right, but he doesn't.
Oh, no. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. No. He doesn't know what you voted for.
Yeah, I heard on the one. I don't know if I'm ever going to vote again if that's what they're doing.
I totally understand that, my friend. I totally understand that.
All right, now I feel good.
Thank you, man. I gotcha. All right, everybody, take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views. We got between rounds coming up. And then I'll break down a little bit more of a story that I am trying to get to the bottom of. Just wait for that. I'll explain it to you. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest-growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Nick, what are you doing?
Well, Adam, Thanksgiving is over, so it's officially time for the holidays.
And it's time for our Legacy Box Cyber Monday sale. Legacy Box is the most meaningful gift you can give this holiday season. It's simple, safe, and has been trusted by millions.
That's right. It's our best sale of the year. Right now, when you go to LegacyBox.com, you can save an unreal 65% on your Legacy Box.
And for a limited time, you can preserve your tapes, film reels, and photos for as low as $27, saving you hundreds.
Hurry, our best sale of the year won't last long. Visit LegacyBox.com for an unreal 65% off during our Cyber Week sale. With limited quantities ready to ship, this deal will go fast.
Shop our Cyber Week sale now at LegacyBox.com/value to take 65% off. Buy your Legacy Box today and send in when you're ready. LegacyBox.com/value.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I had a whole bunch of other stuff that I need to get into, and I will later on in the program. Also, your telephone calls at 860-522-WTIC. We'll talk about a phone call that I got yesterday in the 5 o'clock hour about Juan Orlando Hernandez. Never believe what you watch or listen to on the news. That is an important thing you got to recognize. Because I got a phone call yesterday at 5 o'clock talking about the pardon of this man when we were having the conversation yesterday about drugs and drug trafficking. You know, and Little Boat goes boom. So I'm going to read some of the details of that case and what led to the pardon. Because, of course, it is not being covered, which is interesting. That people have been saying it sort of like, you know, very dismissive. They've been, I was like, he pardoned the president of Honduras. And then they just move on. That's because they don't want to talk about the full case. We'll get into that. Also, we'll get into a deep dive of George Soros and his influence on American justice. And that, of course, has to do with our, criminal justice system. He is a guy who doesn't believe that black people should go to jail. He just doesn't. Because, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him. Anyway, also how Connecticut is alleged to be the new Florida for New York retirees. We'll get into that as well. And last but not least, while New York retirees are coming to Connecticut, we'll talk about why state troopers in Connecticut may be fleeing to South Carolina and Tennessee, according to a report as well. And we'll also take your phone calls and a whole bunch of other stuff before we get out of here in our first check of weather and traffic. Let me read a couple of comments on some of the stories we've already done. Zach says the curfew idea, in talking about the curfew in Bridgeport, he says it's a good idea. I'm assuming that the citations go to the parents of the minors. If not, they should receive one as well if their child is under 18. No parent should allow a child to be out in the streets at that hour. Couldn't agree more. When my kids were young, they wanted to stay out late. It's like, I want my curfew to be at midnight. I was like, nothing good happens after 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock it is, get in the house. And no late. There will be no lateness. We were also talking about Hartford possibly controlling how many cats and dogs you can have, even combos of that amount, 6 being the rate. And, of course, I got into a conversation about how expensive animals can get. Craig in the car says this. And, Craig, obviously, you love your wife, and obviously you want her to be happy. But I got to be honest, this one would be right at that tipping point for me and Roseanne. I love her. Here's what Craig wrote. My wife's cat broke her leg a few years ago. She's fine now. $7,000 later. $7,000 later. Did you not hear me? $7,000 later. I have to go home. I don't even have a cat, and now I have to go home and argue with my wife. We don't have a cat. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to argue with my wife about this when I get home. You would make me spend $7,000 on your cat's broken leg. I knew you would. Let's get a first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's got a dog. I know he would spend every dime he could for his dog. $7,000 for a broken leg, Mark Christopher, in the BPS Traffic Center?
Wow, I had to get a loan from the boss. Yeah, I got 2 dogs. I love them to death. In fact, we just went for a ride a little while ago.
All right, no doubt.
Yeah, so the boys were, you know how the guys are. They hang their heads out the window.
Love that.
Yeah, even
Favorite
on when
part.
it's like 35 degrees out. They still got their head hanging out the window. They love it. Hey, Reese, if you're heading into Hartford right now, you are seeing delays on the westbound side of 84, approaching the Bulky Bridge out to between 43 and 42. Emergency road work in the right lane as they repair the guardrail from yesterday's tractor-trailer crash out there. 84 eastbound slows from 44 Prospect Oakwood. It looks like we have an accident on the left shoulder at 44, and it's tied up to 48 Capitol Avenue downtown. 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32 A and B. A little slow as you move down by exit 22 in the Route 9 interchange. If you are traveling northbound 91, that looks good. Cromwell through downtown up into Winter. 291 eastbound's a little slow. I-91 over to the Bissell. 2 eastbound's looking good. Glastonbury to Marlboro. 9 northbound slow traffic 32 up to 36 in New Britain. If you're traveling 84 eastbound in Waterbury, delays 18 to the Mixmaster. And again, 26 down to the 691 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We've seen a couple of clouds here and there. The low temperature tonight will go down to 24 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. Mostly cloudy, windy tomorrow with a snow shower, the high 38. Breezy tomorrow evening, otherwise clear, very cold. As a matter of fact, we will tie the record from 1976 with a low temperature of 3 above. On Friday, partly sunny, very cold, the high only 27. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
4 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Police in Stamford are releasing additional details of an incident Tuesday that saw a man barricade himself in a residence and exchange gunfire with officers. Police Chief Tim Shaw says it started around 9 a.m. as an attempted eviction. Officers tried to negotiate with 63-year-old Jed Parkington to no avail.
As officers approached the residence, the suspect opened fire on the 2 SRT Bearcats with multiple rounds being fired, striking the windshield and parts of the vehicles. The SRT commanders exited the immediate area and requested mutual aid, which included federal, state, and other municipal partners throughout the state.
No officers were injured after several hours. Shaw says they heard one gunshot from within. Parkington was dead. The chief says the residence also contained a second decomposing body, as well as explosives, including grenades and Molotov cocktails. He says they're working to identify that second person found inside the home. Massive drug bust in Georgia, where authorities say they seized 1,600 pounds of meth found hidden in pallets of blackberries inside box trucks in Hall County. Theodore Hertzberg is the U.S. Attorney for Northern Georgia.
In addition to seizing these drugs, which are worth tens of millions of dollars, GBI and the Hall County Sheriff's Office arrested 2 men who, as of earlier this week, are now facing federal drug trafficking charges.
Street value of the meth estimated at $22 million. West Haven police officers on leave and facing an assault charge in connection with an incident that occurred over the summer.
The original call for service was an unwanted person at an area of business. Officers on scene reported to their superiors that the arresting officer may have used out-of-policy force. That one officer on the scene had to intervene in stopping the officer.
Police Chief Joseph Perno there says Officer Richard Nacarado is also charged with second-degree assault. The incident occurred July 1st outside a restaurant and bar. Perno says Nacarado was initially struck by the suspect. He proceeded to punch the suspect 18 times as the other officer intervened, according to a warrant. Perno says steps are being taken to decertify Nacarado as a police officer. City of Hartford says last year's release of a list of problem landlords was effective. Among 900 units owned by those on the list, 93% have seen a change in ownership or improved conditions. So the city's releasing a second list, and Housing Enforcement Director Judith Rothschild says officials will be watching.
We have an intentional and systematic removal of bad landlords in the city of Hartford, with an opportunity growing from our work of removing those landlords to good new people who want to come in and make Hartford the place that it can be for residents.
7 more out-of-town landlords are on this year's list, with the city seeking infractions, including infestations and leaks, plus broken heat, bathrooms, and stairs. President Trump and his top officials have recently criticized the Somali community in Minnesota, drawing attention to immigrants from that East African nation. This comes as federal authorities plan a targeted immigration enforcement operation in Minnesota, focusing on Somali immigrants living unlawfully in the U.S. Minnesota has the largest Somali American population, an estimated 84,000 residents in the Twin Cities. Local Somali leaders and allies have pushed back against Trump's plans. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara.
We will be here. We are not participating at all in any kind of, immigration enforcement activity.
Wall Street, the Dow up 408 points. NASDAQ up 40, S&P up 20. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Men, we hear it all the time. A man comes in to get his erectile dysfunction treated, and very soon thereafter, he tells us that his relationship has come back to life. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and you should know that ED doesn't affect just you. It also often affects your partner. They can feel undesired, unwanted. They may even feel like you don't love them anymore. At Northeast Men's Health, we've successfully treated tens of thousands of men for ED with protocols that have success rates well over 90%. Which means if you're like most men, we can get you back to the guy you used to be. You could even last up to an hour or more and find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and give your partner the gift of renewed love. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice.
It's Reese on the Radio.
And don't say we didn't warn you on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Congratulations goes to Ray H. in Amston. Now, why am I just learning about this town, Amston? I don't know where this is, but if you are from Amsden, I want to hear from you. Please tell me a little bit about your town. I've always thought that I knew every place in Connecticut. Turns out I don't. There's these little nooks and crannies inside the state I know nothing about. I'm like, Amsden, what the hell is that? I thought I knew everywhere. If you're from Amsden and you're listening, give me a call. Ray H., congratulations. He is our winner of the Between Rounds dozen bagels a month for 6 months, courtesy of Between Rounds, the Bagel Bakery and Sandwich Cafe. You can win a dozen bagels by going to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE ontheradio.com. Enter as many times as you like. Make sure you put in your telephone number and your date of birth. Must live in the state of Connecticut. Cannot have won 6 months between now and 6 months ago from today. Anyway, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I want to thank, again, Mike in New Haven. He is right now in the process of getting those 2 televisions to the folks over at Marshall House on Homestead Avenue. Some other people have been contacting me to find out because they're just being able to get to me and just say, hey, did you get somebody with the TVs? Yes, we did. But as I told you, Cassandra, who is Netsy's assistant, said that they can use blankets, linen. That stuff is important to them if they can help out the families by getting them when they transition them to their new apartments. And that's the cool part, right? So they get these folks. They're not getting them into other shelters. They are helping these families get into a new home. And here's the best part. They get them a job. They make sure that they're financially secure. They help them if they need assistance with, like, having a bank account, learning how to manage money so that they have, like, a nest egg to build so that they can then possibly move into a bigger apartment. But the things that they don't have are the essential needs. So, like pillows, blankets, sheets, things like that, and cleaning supplies, as Cassandra says. Cleaning supplies are important to them. So if there are some things that you want to donate to Marshall House, those are the things that you can help out. So I'm hoping, I really do, from the bottom of my heart, folks, if you know some place that can donate those fees, like maybe you're a business owner or something like that, help out the folks at Marshall House. I'm telling you what they do, what you're going to learn about them during the holiday store, man, you are going to be so amazed, I promise. Let's get another check on weather and traffic out there because it's cold and blistering. And Mark Christopher is getting you through it. He's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading on the westbound side of 84, you're going to see delays now approaching the Bulkley Bridge in East Hartford, and it's tight right out to exit 43, Park Road in West Hartford between 43 and 42. We've got emergency road work in the right lane. They're putting in, reinstalling the guardrail there that was taken out with yesterday's tractor-trailer accident, so that's the delay there. We also have a problem 84 eastbound between exit 41 and 43. The left shoulder is out there with a crash out there, so look out for that. Use caution with that. Now, if you are traveling into the Hartford area on the southbound side of 91, you've got delays from 1, 2, 3, 4. Check. Not 91 southbound, you got delays 33 down to 32 A and B, and again slowing from exit 23 down to 22. Are those voices in my head? Are you hearing that too? Again, slowing from
1, 2.
Yeah, there it is. Again, better take my pills. 91 southbound slowing again, 19 down to 17 in Meriden. Westbound 84 is tight, 26 to 25A in Waterbury. 84 eastbound slowing from exit 18 up to the Mixmaster. Southbound 95 slows 46 down into 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Intervals of sunshine and clouds for the rest of today with a high of 38 degrees. We're down to 24 overnight with a partly cloudy sky. Increasingly windy tomorrow as an Arctic cold front comes through. That will bring a snow shower. The high temperature 38. Breezy tomorrow evening, otherwise clear, very cold. The temperature down to 3 above, and partly sunny, very cold. The high 27 on Friday. Right now it's 38 in Plainville, 37 in Glastonbury, 37 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Looking to retire with confidence? Get the answers you need. Tune in to Wall Street Sweeper with Russ Hackman. Sunday mornings at 9:30 on NewsTalk WTIC AM. Strategies, insights, and smart retirement talk. Don't miss it.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. Tune in this week, and as we discuss practical strategies to grow your portfolio, we also have a few updates on the market. Tune in on Money Wisdom, TIC News Talk 1080.
You'll get more than you expect with McValue at McDonald's.
So when you've spent too much on a night out, get deals on the after party. When you've got date night, get deals on favorites that'll make you their favorite. And when you've got family for the weekend, we've got breakfast.
It only takes $5 to fire up the flavor with the hot and spicy McChicken in the $5 meal deal. Or $6 to savor a McDouble in the $6 meal deal. Price and participation may vary. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Hey guys, we are back. And so yesterday, roughly at about 5 o'clock, we got a phone call from, do we remember who it was? It was David Winstead, right? There was that, yeah. Windsor, right. David Windsor, that's who it was. David Windsor. He had an interesting phone call because we were talking about the blowing up of the drug boats. And I know, I get it, a lot of people are, upset about it, and, they forged these opinions, or they've formed these opinions about the blowing up of drug boats, and they think it's cruel. I get it. Not that I care. No offense. And again, if you take offense that I don't care, like your family member is being blown up, chill, like relax. Unless, of course, your family's a drug dealer in Venezuela. If that's the case, perhaps rethink some things. But nonetheless. I don't care that these folks are being killed. The interesting part is that I'm listening to folks on other shows who are sharing in my sentiment because they have family members who've been through this, the drug thing or addiction, who understand it, who have made it quite clear. I don't give two damns how many boats they blow up. Blow them all up. And if they can, get over there at the folks who are producing those drugs and get rid of them as well. Now, maybe you're seeing this like as a victimless crime. The whole deal with drugs and the drug cartels, or the guys who are, some fisherman or a guy who's on a boat. He's some poor schlub that the cartels make go there, and he's like an underling. He's of no consequence. He's a poor, unfortunate soul who didn't have a job or an education, and this was the only work that he could get. And then that all of a sudden transfers to the individual who ends up with those drugs in some corner, in some inner city, where he is now, commanding a territory that if someone else infiltrates or tries to take a hold of, there's a shooting match between the two, and gunfire erupts at a birthday party or a public event where there's a concert, and the two of these rival drug gangs will meet, and shots are fired, and you turn on the 11 o'clock news. 9 people were shot at the little Uzi Vert concert. Yes, whoever the rapper is, I don't care. And you look at the TV horrified. Oh, that's so shameful. How many people died? 2? Oh, they were only 16. And then you move on with your day. And I get that. That's fine for you to look at those things that way because, that's life, right? It goes on. But the rest of us understand that in order for that shooting to happen, in order for that territory rift to happen, those two rival gangs, is because there is a substance that is infiltrating that community, that is causing that to happen and innocent souls to die. The ones that no one ever cares about, no one ever makes any murals for, or is just a blip on the radar. Some people even spell their names wrong or don't do a news report about them at all. And once the shooting's over and everybody's run, the news cameras go to the next event. It's true. That's what happens. But some of us know the victims of those boats as they come across the water. They do. We all know it. We all know it too well. And I'm still trying to understand how a lot of you, I get that you hate Donald Trump. I get it. I get that it is your lot in life to hate that man and to be against anything that he is doing, finding suspicion in everything he does. But this one is hard for me to get around. All of you. This one is really difficult for me to get around. Because we know what's happening. We know that these kids are killing each other over drug wars. They're making $200-$300 a night. It's not like they're coming out as kingpins. The most they're getting out of it is some fried rice and some chicken wings and maybe a couple of nice Jordans here and there. But those folks never make enough money to actually become legitimate members of society. This is their fate, and they are going to die or go to jail or just die. And I can understand how you think their lives are meaningless. Of course you think that they are. Because they're already treating their lives like it means nothing. Why should you care? Which leads me exactly to my point about why I don't understand your outrage about the individuals who know when they get on that boat who those drugs are going to end up in the hands of. Those poor black and brown kids in the inner city who are going to take the life of some innocent child who's standing by, that some mother is going to be woken up in the middle of the night after she hears gunshots and finds her poor baby in his bed bleeding out. The fact that you can rationalize, that you can say to yourself, we should leave them alone, or those folks that... What about the kids that die every year? The names you never, ever remember. Sure, you remember Michael Brown. Sure, you remember Eric Garner. Sure, you remember Trayvon Martin. Sure, you remember George Floyd. Yeah, there's a reason why you remember them. Those were only 4. Hundreds of kids die. Hundreds. You know it. Chicago alone sees a number of 500 to 600 murders in one city. You can remember George Floyd, Eric Garner, Tamir Rice. You can remember those names till the cows come home because they're too few to forget. But you can't remember the hundreds. They become numb to you. They are numb to you. So here we are. We have an opportunity to save hundreds of lives because that's how they're dying. You think they're dying just because they're rival gangs? Because they just don't like each other because they're red and blue? It's all drugs. All of it. That's how they make their money. They stand around in the corners and they sell crack rock. They sell poison. They sell all types of drugs to people who are addicted. That's how they make their money. They're a criminal empire, if you will. Sure, there's a guy on the top who's probably making all the bread. But those little foot soldiers, those little stupid young children who are killing themselves. For what? And here you are, the president who says, you know what? Instead of the kids killing themselves, we're going to kill the supplier before they ever get into our country. We're going to close the border to keep those drugs from ever reaching their communities because, you know what? We value their lives. And you keep coming up with these excuses. He don't care. He's not interested. This is about something else. Hey, I don't mind your suspicions. Have them. Have them all day. I'll go so far as to say that Donald Trump is killing drug dealers. Say that he is killing drug dealers so he can keep all the drugs for himself. Say that he's murdering all of these folks on the boats so that America can scoop them up in the water. Whatever the thing is you want. But guess what? Let's just be happy that they're not infiltrating our streets. And then maybe we might be able to save some lives because if the kids don't have anything to supply themselves with the guns or supply themselves with the money or supply themselves with the need, maybe then we can eradicate those folks by arresting them. You know, those little drug dealers, we can get them off the streets, put them in a prison where they belong. And innocent folks, and there are far more of them than there are of the drug dealers, far more of them. And we can save the next kid from joining that gang. We could save the next kid from joining that set. We can save the next kid from picking up a gun and gang banging in those communities. We could possibly save their lives, turn that whole community around. Isn't that what you want? Well, good. I believe that it starts with blowing up Coke boats in the Atlantic. Unless you've got a better plan, I'd love to hear it because I haven't heard one. I've only heard about your complaints, and I don't care about them. They move nothing. Your complaints move no needle. I know what you're used to. I understand what you think this format is for. Let's get on the air and complain. No. Let's do something. That's what I believe. That's what I stand for. So please, with the, I think it's illegal. What about innocent until proven guilty? I mean, what more do you want? Like, did you not see the kilos of cocaine in the boat? Did you not? You know what I find fascinating about you folks? You guys hate Donald Trump so much. You guys have fascinated the hell out of me. Donald Trump has made you love Hillary Clinton, support James Comey, and even love Letitia James. You now love coke dealers and drug traffickers and illegals who have been caught up in raping children, trafficking women, selling narcotics, labor trafficking, slavery. The things that Donald Trump has been able to get you folks to love and support is astonishing. Maybe when I said it a couple of months ago that Newsweek was promoting how many people were joining the Church of Satan as a result of Donald Trump, maybe we're talking about you too. Maybe you hate Donald Trump so much, you hate that man so much that you are willing to give your allegiance to the most evil things in the world. And not bat an eye. You've considered yourself so righteous in this, you walk towards Satan. You walk towards evil. I'm just trying to figure it out. Because as a normal person who's not obsessed with anyone, again, I don't do the allegiances or trying to be down with this thing and that thing, all that other stuff, sucking up to this guy, none of it. Because why? Because I have an ounce of integrity that matters to me. Just an ounce of integrity that matters. As I'm listening to all of this, I keep saying to myself, that's funny. I'm not that obsessed with Donald Trump. I love talking about him because he's a great troll for a lot of these bozos. They lose their mind about Donald Trump. They hear me support him and they don't even know what to do with themselves. Why are you supporting him? It's funny to watch you folks dance around like the little monkeys you are. Little show monkeys. Dance, monkey, dance. I love it. I get a kick out of it. But at the same time, the only thing I'm watching you do is dance for the devil. I'm watching you twist yourself into a pretzel to appease Satan, evil. Not that you are, but you're so blinded by your hatred, you will support the most evil things in the world. And again, it is hilarious to watch you dance. It is the greatest gift I could ever give to myself is to watch you guys dance. It's even better to be able to make you do it. I love it. It's the most fascinating thing in the world. I would hope that you would wake up, figure it out. But you won't, because you are blinded by your hatred, blinded by your incessant need to bash the guy. Knowing damn well I don't care. I voted for what Donald Trump is doing. Blow up another boat. Deport everybody who doesn't belong here. Find all the fraud and abuse. Save us. And if it means getting the rest of you to go dance with the devil, I don't have a problem. The beauty of it is I get to recognize who you are. I get to see you. Because you can't stop dancing. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio. Oh, I forgot. Let's get to weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's coming up. He's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're westbound 84, look for delays just after 56 Governor Street out to 44 Prospect Oakwood in West Hartford. If you're traveling eastbound 84, a little tight, about a half mile before 46th Avenue down to the Bulkley. Southbound 91, look for delays from 33 down to 32 A and B. And then you're going to see some delays again, 27 down to 28 in Hartford, sluggish 23 to 22 in Rocky Hill, and a little slow traffic again moving by exit 21 in Cromwell. If you are traveling on the eastbound side of Route 2, got some slow traffic as you move out between exit 3 and exit 4A. Westbound 2 slows 1D up to the 84 West Merge. 291 eastbound slowing I-91 over to the Bissell. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. If you're 9 northbound, look for slow traffic 32 in Berlin up to 36 and the 72 interchange in New Britain. Southbound Route 9 slowing from exit 35 down to exit 33 in Berlin. 84 westbound delays 36 in Slater Road in New Britain down to exit 33, and the 72 interchange westbound 84 tied up approaching 26 to 25A in Waterbury, and 84 eastbound in Waterbury slowing 18 to the Mixmaster, again 26 down to the 691 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We've seen a couple of clouds around here and there. Partly cloudy sky overnight with a low temperature of 24 degrees. Mostly cloudy, increasingly windy as an Arctic cold front comes through tomorrow, and do expect a snow shower here and there. The high temperature 38. In the wake of that Arctic cold front, the coldest air of the season tomorrow night with a low temperature of 3 above and the real feel temperature a few degrees below zero. Friday, partly sunny, very cold, the high temperature 27. Saturday, mostly cloudy, the high 37. On Sunday, mostly cloudy, the high temperature 40 degrees. And on Monday, more clouds than sun, still chilly with a high of 26 degrees. So a very chilly pattern in store over the next several days. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080. Don't miss out on important updates in Connecticut, from breaking need-to-know news, weather alerts, and more. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app now. And now, a WTIC News Update.
Hartford temperature 36 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. West Haven police officers on leave after an incident over the summer in which a warrant states he used excessive force on a suspect. Officer Richard Nacarado allegedly struck the suspect 18 times outside a city bar July 1st after the suspect hit him, according to a warrant. The officers were there on a report of a person who wouldn't leave the establishment. Another officer intervened. Nacarado is facing an assault charge. City of Hartford has released a new list of negligent landlords, hoping the pressure will lead to more improvements for tenants. Of 900 units owned by landlords on last year's list, the mayor says 93% have seen a change in ownership or improved conditions. Pentagon's watchdog has found that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth put U.S. personnel and their mission at risk when he used the Signal messaging app to convey sensitive information about a military strike against Houthi militants in Yemen earlier this year. Woman's facing charges after prosecutors say she stole $98,000 from a deceased state employee. Christina Richards is charged. The decedent passed away 4 years ago. And Democratic Congressman Henry Cuellar of Texas is thanking President Trump for pardoning him and his wife in a federal bribery and conspiracy case. Trump says that Cuellar and his wife were prosecuted because the congressman had been critical of former President Joe Biden's immigration policies. On Wall Street, an up day for the markets. The Dow finished ahead 418 points. NASDAQ gained 40. S&P was up 20. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Boy, do people get mad when you talk about the dogs. Or the cats, for that matter. No, by the way, no one's ever talked about the cats. I don't understand that. Would you people got something against cats? I don't have a problem with cats. I used to. But people, they're crazy about their dogs. And they will spend that money. Apparently they will. It's an industry. I mean, it's an industry. My sister's a dog groomer. She made her whole, she did a whole thing. She walks dogs and grooms dogs and does the whole thing. She's making money hand over fist in Harlem, of all places. It's a serious place to make that money. By the way, the reason why I was talking about this drug thing, when we got the phone call at 5 o'clock, I'm always suspicious when I hear certain things. People have a way of talking that I listen to. And when I hear them, I go, that doesn't sound original to me. And it didn't yesterday. The person was talking about the president of Honduras. And it came across my own personal feed. Now, when I say news feed, it's not like Facebook or X or any of that stuff. No, I don't. Those things I actually seek out. I actually have a news aggregate that comes directly to me. I don't even have to look for it. It's right there I get it all. And that came over and I ignored it. For some odd reason, I knew to ignore it because it wasn't a big story. Because people would only talk about the story in passing. And what I know about news stories is that if they're ignoring it, it means that they don't want you to dig deeper. So yesterday we got a call about Juan Orlando Hernandez. He's the former president of Honduras who was pardoned by Donald Trump. And the allegations against the man, a sealed indictment in the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York on April of 2020, while Hernandez was still in office and then unsealed post-term. The arrest was on February of 2022 in Honduras at the request of U.S. authorities, and he was extradited to the U.S. in April, landing in Miami before being transferred to New York. What were his charges? Conspiring to import cocaine into the U.S., carrying a max life imprisonment, and carrying a machine gun in furtherance of drug importation, mandatory minimum 30 years consecutive. Conspiring to possess and use machine guns in furtherance of drug importation. The president of Honduras was being charged with trafficking drugs himself with a machine gun. That's what he was charged with. Listen to me, folks. No one wants to talk about this. Jessica Tarlov was talking about it at 5 o'clock, which I found was suspicious because I told you I DVR the 5. And oddly enough, when we got the phone call yesterday, it was after, literally, I timed it, right after Jessica Tarlov made a statement about it on the 5 yesterday. Interesting. But she didn't go into any details. And I have them. And let's just say, this pardon was just. Oh, was it just? Because they did some dirty things here. Notice no one's talking about Cuellar? Huh? A Democrat who Donald Trump pardoned? Yeah. Retribution indeed, ladies and gentlemen. You can trust me on that. I'll tell you a little more details when we come back. But let's get you on the roads. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. And this traffic report is being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. And if you are traveling on the westbound side of I-84, look for slow traffic as you move just after 56 Governor Street out to 44 Prospect Oakwood, 84 eastbound slowing, approaching 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays 33 to 32, again 27 down to 28. If you are traveling 91 southbound, a little slow again, moving down bikes to 24 in Rocky Hill, again slows 23 down to 22 on the Route 9 interchange. More slow traffic 19 down to 17 in the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Both sides of 9 heavy in Middletown, approaching the Aragoni. 9 northbound's tight 32 to 37 in New Britain. 9 southbound some slow traffic getting by exit 25 in New Britain. Westbound 84 is tied up in Farmington from 37 up to 35 in the 72 interchange. Westbound 84 in Cheshire slows 26 to 25. 84 eastbound slowing in Waterbury 18 to the Mixmaster again, approaching the 691 interchange. South 95 New Haven tight 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Stuck in traffic again? Don't waste another minute. Columbia Implant Center in Manchester gets you in and out fast, often in just one day. Open 7 days a week. Get your smile back now. Columbia Implant Center, ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy tonight, the low temperature down to 24 degrees. An Arctic cold front comes through, mostly cloudy. It'll bring with it wind and a snow shower in the afternoon. The high temperature 38 degrees. But tomorrow night, the coldest night of the season so far, we will see a clear sky. We have a super moon, so that'll be in this night sky. The low temperature 3 above. Partly sunny, very cold on Friday, the high 27. Making our way into Saturday, mostly cloudy, not as cold, the high 35, and mostly cloudy with a high of 40 degrees on Sunday. Right now, it's 36 in East Granby, 39 in Meriden, and 37 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
This holiday season, when you get them STIHL, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit STIHLUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from STIHL. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
ProHealth Physicians has proudly been keeping Connecticut healthy for nearly 25 years. ProHealth accepts Husky Medicaid, Medicare, TRICARE, and most major insurances. For trusted local care for your whole family, call 1-855-CT-MD-411 or visit ProHealthMD.com.
UConn's Silas Demery Jr. knows what it takes to win on offense and defense.
Winning isn't luck. It's hustle, discipline, and showing up every day.
That mindset drives BPS lawyers too, fighting for clients in personal injury, family law, litigation, and more.
I'm Nick Payne-Darris. At BPS Lawyers, we're one full-service firm. All your legal needs, always.
BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
The NAACP calls him, whoa! I don't think I'm allowed to read this. It's Reese on the Radio. Let's just say some people are not fans. On News Talk 1080 WTIC.
We're back. Reese on the Radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC. I'll get to the phones in a second. Sokolowski says that he asked the question of like, what are we going to do? We're going to go to war with Mexico. Well, Mexico, we don't have to go to war with Mexico, and we already know that the president of Mexico is compromised. We just found out recently that she's in bed with the cartels. So, look, if they have to sell their drugs somewhere, so whoever it is that they're selling them to, if they don't want to stop them from transporting their drugs to those countries, that's on them. I just don't want them here. I don't need to have a war with them in order for them to stop. If somebody maybe gets a backbone in Mexico and stop using the cartels to fund their campaigns or to protect their campaigns, that's on them. Again, that's another country. Don't have to care. If I was living in Mexico and that was the case, yeah, I would say absolutely go to war with them. Our federales should go to war with them, but apparently, look, they're a corrupt country. That's the way they get down. That's the way they get down. But I don't have to tolerate it here. And I have a president who does what I want him to do, and that is keep these drugs and the drug dealers out. That's just me. He says most drugs come from Mexico, Colombia, Afghanistan, Peru, Burma, China, and Canada. If there was no demand, there would be no dealers. Couldn't agree with you more. So let's look at it this way. If there was no demand, name a product that no longer exists today. There are plenty of things that we used to have in the country that we no longer have. Why? Because the demand ceased to exist. They're not used anymore. I was just asking Roseanne the other day, because nobody seems to remember this. Does anybody remember a product called Equiladen? And maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong. But it was for constipation and diarrhea. I think it was called Equiladen, or if I'm pronouncing it right, it's an old product from either the 80s or the 90s. Somebody's got to remember it. I can't be the only one. I can't be living in one of those warps, where Shazam, the movie that everybody claims didn't come out with Sinbad. That product is no more. It was a product that used to sort of equal out your intestines. So that if you were constipated or you had diarrhea, it would equal you out, hence the name. There was no more demand for it. Plenty of things. People stopped wanting it, and then it was gone. I don't understand the justification, Sokolowski. You're saying if there was no demand, there would be no dealers. So what do you suggest? I mean, all I'm trying to hear are the answers. I just don't. All I hear is what's the word I'm looking for? The enabling. Well, if we didn't have the demand, we wouldn't have the dealers. And since we have the demand, we have to have the dealers. No. No. Absolutely not. It's not enough for me. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, John. I appreciate you. People are still talking about the T-shirt. They like it. Frankie, baby. Now, listen. Whatever happened to your people, when you said that we'll leave the drugs to the dog people?
Well, let me tell you this. We were talking about. It's funny. I swear you guys. We were talking about this last night. Mm-hmm. Up to October 16th, 1976.
Okay.
If you sold drugs in the mafia before that date, you got killed.
Right. It was a no-no. It was forbidden.
Forbidden because of one man, Carlo Gambino. But what happened was he died and all hell broke off.
Yeah.
That's what really took down the mafia, not Rico, drug dealing. Because when he was alive, people were afraid of him, and nobody dared to do drugs. And the FBI didn't care what else they were doing, gambling, booze, stuff like that. But that's what dawned the mafia. But you're wrong about Mexico, and I'll tell you why.
Why I'm wrong about Mexico?
Yeah, you have to send the military in there and go get those guys, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Only 10 to 15% of the cargo is checked in this country. They're still getting it in here.
Oh, I know. But are you saying? Hold on. But what I'm saying is that what do we know? We know right now. We know that Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, is aligned with the cartels, which I found very, very odd in the beginning when there were some, ramblings about Donald Trump going in and probably just, acing out every one of those cartels. And he knew where they were, where they lived. And Sheinbaum was immediately against it. And I went, well, that's suspicious. And then, of course, look what we find out. So yeah, exactly. So what would you suggest? Would you think that we should go into – I don't think we should go into sovereign land and just declare war on the cartels, not without the assistance of the Mexican government.
Well, here's the problem, though. If we do that, the economy is going to suffer because we do so much trade from Mexico.
Right.
And they can shut down that border from preventing those products from leaving. But you said something the other night that was the other day that was fascinating. What would happen if we woke up tomorrow and it was a drug-free America?
Wow.
Right now, the unemployment rate in this country is 4.3. What do you think that rate would be if your dream came true? What I was told.
Probably higher.
Yeah, they said it could be almost 20%.
I believe it.
Think about all the people that would be out of jobs, tens of millions, the cops, the DEA, the judges, all the health workers. We wouldn't need any of these people. They would all be out of.
I couldn't agree with you more, but you know what? You've heard the term necessary evil, Frank.
Right.
I'm sorry. Look, I know that people are like again, it almost sounds like what Sokolowski's saying here, right? Sok's saying to me that, the demand is there, so because of the demand, we need the dealers. Like the dealers wouldn't exist if we didn't have the demand. So, yes, you're right. If there's no drugs, we don't have any drug charges, we don't have any drug trafficking, we don't have any drug crimes, then the ADAs in which the guys who have made their bones, if not their careers, of prosecuting these kids, they would be out of work. And that's where they would go, what would they do with themselves? And I would say, pound sand. Sorry. You will not use, those inner cities and those drug dealers, and you won't use those drug users, for that matter, as fodder to pad your resume. Go find a real job.
Well, I agree with you, but that would be the consequences. The unemployment rate, they said, would be at least 20%. Think about that.
Yes, we get rid of more lawyers. I couldn't imagine one person who would jump. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't imagine one person who would jump out a window and say to me, save the attorneys.
Yeah, I got to be careful. I got friends that come over. I don't want to lose any more friends. You know what I mean? No, but but it's sad, though, that there's always a negative side to something good.
Indeed,
I agree with you.
Yeah, indeed there is, without a doubt. I totally appreciate that. Thank you, Frankie. You got it. Hey, White Mike. He's going to probably set me straight on this one. What do you got, buddy?
Well, man, I'm listening to the conversations, and I can't help thinking that our government is not really serious about solving any of these problems because there are simple, if perhaps a bit brutal, solutions to all of them.
Okay.
I have a solution to the homeless problem.
Okay.
Work camps.
Okay. Not bad.
We need to round these people up. If you're homeless, well, guess what, buddy? We're sending you someplace temperate, and you're going to pick fruit, pick vegetables.
Yeah, sure.
Out there.
And you're provided with shelter as well as food.
And if you're on drugs, well, I figure some hearty, fresh air and some exercise would be a good way to kick your drug habit.
So far, you have not offended me.
Okay, now, we do have a drug problem in this country.
We do.
And it is very tempting to be the kind of liberal, namby-pamby and say, well, these people are just victims and addicts, and we don't really need to penalize them. Let's go after the supply. And I agree we need to be harsh on drug suppliers.
Okay.
But we need to take people who are using real drugs and put them in jail or put them on the work camp and let them pick fruit and vegetables till they sober up.
Okay.
I think we should legalize marijuana. The fact that marijuana is not legal is ridiculous.
But wait. Now, hold on the marijuana front. Do you believe that these particular strains that have been altered, so to speak, you know which ones I'm talking about, should we have that kind of legalization, or are we talking about the bare minimum, the 70s style stuff?
No, because we don't do that with alcohol.
Okay.
You can buy beer and you can buy Everclear. It's just different things.
So it doesn't matter what the strain is. It's just marijuana should be legal. But why? Because legal. I mean, are you saying because marijuana doesn't afflict people the way that the other drugs do? Is that your reasoning?
Saying, let's give them something. Okay. Look, people, we're going to give you weed, and I'm even okay with legalizing powder cocaine, but making it really expensive. Okay?
When you say really expensive, what do you mean, like $500 a gram?
Yeah, I want you to, I don't want it to be something the average working guy can do all the time.
Gotcha.
If you're going to save up for a bender, gotcha. But other than that, no, you got to start putting these people in work camps. And as far as the illegals, I've already told you my solution to it. No, you got to go after it just like drugs. Yes, we're going after supply, but you got to go after the demand.
That's right.
And how do you handle the people who are the demand? You start jailing, fining, and confiscating the property of the people who are doing it. So if you're housing or transporting or hiring illegals, we're taking your house, your trucks, and your business.
Damn right.
And this problem solves instantly, but they won't do that.
Yeah.
And President Trump talked about all these undesirable countries we're stopping immigration from. He didn't put down two of them, did he? There's not China and India on that list.
Nope.
And I'm going to tell you that H-1Bs from India are far more damaging, or just as damaging in a different way than Venezuelan criminals.
Well, you're right about that because of what's considered the chain migration that goes with it, and it always goes with it. And we're talking about I wish people would stop talking about it like it's only running like 2 or 3 deep on chain migration. It's called chain migration for a reason. It's like chain. It's like long chains.
Well, and dude, just in the IT world, it's really unfair to American workers because you're taking these Indians who we don't know if they're qualified, by the way. They could just be somebody's cousin, Raji, who's getting over here. But they come over here, even if they went to the best IT school in India, IIT, they're not coming out of there with $300,000 worth of Stanford debt.
Yeah.
They're coming out of here with no debt.
That's
and
right.
they're going to compete against Americans who went to real schools because the system told them to do it. Go learn to code, right?
Yeah.
And now they learn to code, and they're buried in debt, and they've got to compete with, single Indian dudes who are only here so they can stack up enough money to go back and live in Bangalore with a house full of servants.
But wait a minute, there's a crazy part about this, though, Mike. Yesterday on the show, I was talking about the some of the graduation rates in our universities, right? And we were looking at the degrees, the bachelor degrees that many of these kids going into the colleges and universities go to. It turns out the stuff like engineering and the IT stuff, in the percentages, they are only about 6 to 4% of people who are going into that. The larger ones were going into sociology and studies, so to speak.
Well, yeah, that's because there's more broads than dudes in college.
That's true. That is true.
take. Women are not dominating the engineering and STEM fields.
Right.
They're going there to be HR so they can get some job that's just daycare for chicks in their 20s.
What about because when you say that they tell these people to code, there are more American boys that do code. That's a fact. But many of them aren't even in the college ranks or even in, like, not in the college or university ranks. Some of them are in high school, right?
You don't need it. All thing you need college for really is networking. These kids they know how to hack and code by the time they're in high school.
Yeah.
They don't need schooling for this.
Are those kids missing opportunities because of the H-1Bs? Like, are those?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Sure,
so
if you have enough skill to code, but you're an entry-level guy, they're just going to hire Rawal and pay him, $15 an hour, and you're not going to get the gig.
You're the worst person. You're the worst person in the world. Rawal. You'll just come up with any name in the world.
Penn is going to hire Rawal, and they're not going to hire Billy or Skylar.
I love you so much, but you really, really are a pain in my ass. I swear to God, I miss you every day. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
Right,
You got it. Only reason why Mike is so funny is because he's so mean. But he's got enough guts to push that button, and I give it to him. He does it in a PG-13 way. When he gets me going, that's it. It's just too much. I can't even take it anymore. We got to take a break coming up. Sokolowski says, how did banning alcohol work? I think we're dealing with something a little different here than that. So, and Beckman says, I remember colon blow. That was a Saturday Night Live bit, which, by the way, if you've never seen it, go check it out. It's hilarious with the late Phil Hartman, colon blow. That was one of my favorite commercials back in the day. With the exception of, I still think this commercial is better than any one of them. It's Happy Fun Ball, and there's only one line in that commercial that makes me laugh every time I hear it. On Happy Fun Ball, it says the sort of precautions, the Happy Fun Ball, it says, do not taunt Happy Fun Ball. That's my favorite line. We got to take a break. More news, more views. Hollywood news as well when we return. It's Reese on the Radio. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're westbound, 84 delays, 56 Governor Street out to 44 Prospect Oakwood, 84 eastbound, slowing 46 Sisson Avenue down into the Bulkley Bridge. Southbound 91 delays, 33 down to 32 A and B. And then sluggish again, 29A down through exit 28. You're slow again from 24 in Rocky Hill down to 22 on the Route 9 interchange, and sluggish traffic again in Meriden, 19 down to 17. If you are on the eastbound side of 84 coming into Hartford, going to see some slow traffic, 46 Sisson Avenue to the Bulkley, a little tight again out between 58 and 59 in the 384 interchange. Traveling 291 eastbound, slowing I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge, 2 westbound tight in East Hartford, 1D up to the 84 west merge. 9 north and southbound a little slow at the Oregoni Bridge. 9 northbound again sluggish, stop and go. 32 in Berlin up to 37 in New Britain. Westbound 84 in Farmington slows from 36 down to 33 in Plainville. Westbound 84 tied up, approaching 26 to 25 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound in Waterbury slowing 18 to the Mixmaster, and again 26 down to the 691 interchange in Cheshire. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We've seen a couple of clouds around here and there. Partly cloudy sky overnight with a low temperature of 24 degrees. Mostly cloudy, increasingly windy as an Arctic cold front comes through tomorrow, and do expect a snow shower here and there. The high temperature 38. In the wake of that Arctic cold front, the coldest air of the season tomorrow night with a low temperature of 3 above and the real feel temperature a few degrees below 0. Friday, partly sunny, very cold, the high temperature 27. Saturday, mostly cloudy, the high 37. On Sunday, mostly cloudy, the high temperature 40 degrees. And on Monday, more clouds than sun, still chilly with a high of 26 degrees. So a very chilly pattern in store over the next several days. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
It's 5 o'clock, 35 degrees, clear skies in Hartford. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. In Stamford, police say a decomposing body was found in a home when a man kept officers at bay for hours on Tuesday. It started with an attempted eviction. The suspect, identified as 63-year-old Jet Parkington, barricaded himself in the Oak Lawn Avenue residence and wouldn't come out. He exchanged gunfire with police, says Chief Tim Shaw.
There was a point in the investigation where officers heard a single gunshot come from inside the home. At that point, officers utilized drones to confirm the condition of the suspect. With the drone inside the home, officers noticed explosives throughout the home consisting of a possible pipe bomb, grenades, and Molotov cocktails.
Police have not confirmed the identity of the second body found inside. That investigation is ongoing. In West Haven, a West Haven police officer is on leave after an incident over the summer in which a warrant states he used excessive force on a suspect. Police were called to a city bar July 1st on a report of a person who wouldn't leave. Officer Richard Nacarado allegedly struck a suspect 18 times outside the bar, according to a warrant, after the suspect hit him. Another officer intervened to stop Nacarado, says Police Chief Joseph Perna.
The officer that intervened, we give a lot of credit to that officer for having the foresight and the ability to come forward and say what they saw. So it works. The system does work.
The state's attorney reviewing the case, Chief Perno, says Nacarado is facing an assault charge and steps are being taken to decertify him as a police officer. The Pentagon watchdog has sent its report on Signalgate to Congress. That's the incident in which the defense secretary apparently sent details of a strike on Houthis in Yemen over the messaging app.
The secretary from the get-go has said he did not share war plans over Signal, but what this IG found is that the details in those messages at the very least risked endangering troops.
Correspondent Eleanor Watson. President Trump's doubling down on his anti-Somali rhetoric. This on the heels of an immigration crackdown in Minnesota, where about 84,000 Somalis live in the Twin Cities. Allison Keyes reports.
At a Somali mall in Minneapolis, Mayor Jacob Fry greets busy vendors and shoppers.
We stand firm and rock solid with the Somali people here in Minneapolis.
Some aren't worried, but this woman says the president's verbal attacks must stop.
I was only 3 years old when I came, and this is my home.
The Muslim advocacy group known as CARE says Somali Americans are already receiving threats, and the president's language puts real people in danger and creates fear. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
The City of Hartford says it'll continue to try and improve the quality of rental properties, saying its strategy of releasing a list of problem landlords is working.
The mayor's office says out of 900 units owned by landlords on last year's list, 93% have seen a change in ownership or improved conditions. That means things appear to be getting better for tenants.
Based on the numbers we're seeing and the complaints coming down.
City Housing Code Enforcement Director Judith Rothschild says 2 members of last year's list have been forced to sell. Another, Moshe Grossbart of New York,
wanted very much to correct the position that he found himself in by being named as one of the problem landlords in the city, and he has been much more responsive.
The new list puts the spotlight on 7 more landlords. They face a wide range of complaints and, according to Mayor Arunan Arulapalam, the full weight of the law. Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
California doctor will spend time in prison for his role in the death of actor Matthew Perry. Here's correspondent Stacey Lynn.
Dr. Salvador Plasencia, who supplied ketamine to Friends star Matthew Perry, has been sentenced to 30 months in prison. He was one of 5 charged in a multi-year federal investigation that looked deep into how Perry acquired the drug through an underground network in Hollywood. The actor was found dead at his Los Angeles home in 2023 after years of struggling with depression and addiction. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
And for these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, Certified Financial Planner from Money Wisdom. Want to learn ways to minimize taxes in retirement, protect your money against inflation and healthcare expenses, and develop a personalized income plan? Call 1-800-208-SAFE to get your free guide to maximizing retirement book. That's 800-208-7233 to get your free book today.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Join the Hartford Symphony Orchestra for Winter Dreams, December 12th through the 14th. Experience the enchanting sounds of Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 1, Winter Dreams, led by music director Carolyn Kwan. Be inspired by 7-time Grammy nominee and violinist Curtis Stewart as he reimagines Vivaldi's 4 seasons in his groundbreaking work, Seasons of Change. This powerful pairing blends tradition with innovation. Don't miss this captivating concert. For tickets, call 860-987-5900 or visit hartfordsymphony.org.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. This is an important public service announcement for our listeners. Reese on the Radio is also a podcast. You can find us anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Catch the full episode, listen by individual hour, or jump straight to the highlights. Just open up your favorite podcast app, search Reese on the Radio, and hit the follow button so you can get every minute of the show your way and on your time.
I'm sorry about that. Did you actually go live when I was here? I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. No biggie. My apologies, folks. We are back. Let's get to it. It's Hollywood News with your correspondent, Reese on the Radio. All the glitz and all the glamour. You know you love it. It's Hollywood News. Now, it's not really news, but I understand that there are some trailers that are going on about a new film that everyone is excited about. The film that I call Dances with Wolves 4. Do you know which film I'm talking about? You've got to know this movie.
Dances with Wolves 4?
Yeah, you've never heard of that? Dances with Wolves 4?
I have not.
Yeah, you might know it as Avatar.
Oh. That's going to be bananas.
No, it's not. It's just, listen, James Cameron did this film because apparently he can't find any hireable Native Americans. That's what the avatars are. They're all Native. That's what they are. This is Dances with Wolves. I don't care what anybody says. This is like digital AI, Dances with Wolves, Stands with Bear. That's all this is. It's such a joke.
It's a great movie.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Avatar 1 was a great movie.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
I went on the Avatar ride. That was the only thing that I found. I thought that was interesting. I went on that and wasn't. But it's corny. It is. It's just Dances with Wolves. No, Kevin Costner should get a cut.
All that good fruit and they bit into the fruit and the juices just flew all over the air. And
absolutely.
Yay, while dropping on
people thought it was
shoulders.
real. Yeah, sure.
Come on, man.
No, it was corny, and it's still Dances with Wolves 4. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Kevin Costner.
I disagree with
you. Sue them, Kevin Costner. Let's get to Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Traffic Center.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into Hartford and you're on the westbound side of 84, look for delays now as you move up on the 56 Governor Street up to exit 45 Flatbush Avenue. Looks like an accident on the right shoulder in East Hartford just prior to the Bulkley Bridge, so look out for that. If you're traveling 84 eastbound, you're slowing approaching 46th Avenue to the Bulkley. South 91 delays Hartford 33 down to 32 A and B. And again, 29A down through exit 28. A little slow again as you move between 25 S&N and 24. And more slow traffic approaching 19 to 17 in Meriden. Northbound side of 91's okay. Let's see here. Southbound 91 is slowing 33 down to 32 A and B. Route 2 westbound slows 1D up to the 84 West merge. 2 eastbound is slowing as you move out by exit 3 in East Hartford. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. Heading into Berlin, 9 northbound delays from 32 up to exit 34. 9 southbound delays from 25 down to exit 32 in Berlin. Westbound 84 in Cheshire tight 26 to 25. Eastbound 84 in Cheshire slows 26 down to the 691 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy tonight, the low temperature down to 24. Clouds on the increase tomorrow. It will turn windy with a snow shower moving through as an Arctic cold front pushes through New England. The high 39 tomorrow, but the low temperature tomorrow night down to 4 above. It'll be the coldest night so far this season, so bundle up if you are heading out and about. Friday, partly sunny, the high 27. Friday night down to 19 degrees with a mainly cloudy sky. And the temperature right now is 37 in Willimantic. It's 36 in Bristol and in Hartford as well. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Looking to retire with confidence? Get the answers you need. Tune in to Wall Street Sweeper with Russ Hackman. Sunday mornings at 9:30 on NewsTalk WTIC AM. Strategies, insights, and smart retirement talk. Don't miss it.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I don't understand it. Again, is it because it's animated or the whole Avatar thing? Is that what it is? It's just because it's animated?
No. Well, the first movie had a great storyline.
Yeah, it was Dances with Wolves. I saw the movie.
No.
I did. I saw
Dances with Wolves. He didn't have his legs removed in the accident.
They made him an avatar so he can roam with the natives, just like Kevin Costner did, and he can roam with them. And sure enough,
Kevin Costner wasn't handicapped though.
Yeah. Okay. So fine. He wasn't handicapped.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, what happened?
It was a whole different world. Whole different experience.
He was there originally as an enemy, and then after infiltrating it, he becomes a sympathizer for them.
No, he wasn't there as an enemy though.
Okay, well, he may not have been an enemy, but he was there on the enemy side originally.
Yeah.
Right? He infiltrates them, understands that they're just a group of people who just want to live in harmony. He immediately falls in love. Ooh. Same thing. Same thing.
But was no great graphics and...
Yeah. Oh, you mean Dancing with Wolves? Yeah. No, just cinematography with real people.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see that. People want to see...
It only won an Oscar for Best Actor and Best Director.
I mean, the movie, it was a good movie, but it's not something I watch more than one time.
Really? Dances with Wolves? I watch it all it time. Every time it's on, I watch it. One of the most epic films ever made.
It's like 3 hours long.
Yes, it is. But it was worth it.
If it's going to be 3 hours, I need it to be action. I need it to be CGI.
You need the CGI.
I need some type of hero. I need a great plot, something that I could feel like I'm a part of.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I always thought, Laura used to say this thing, said a good movie is a movie that you can watch for 2.5 hours and forget about your own life.
Yeah, you won't be a part of, and that was Avatar, because I was like, man, that would be cool to to go into a machine and then
concept.
Go into a whole new world and explore.
Can I ask you a related question to that?
What was that?
Excuse me. What the heck is going on with me today? Okay, a related question to that. So there's this buzz that's going around, and questions are emerging. I think I saw it on Reddit, and I saw it in somewhere else, another chat room, that said that if you can put your essence inside of a robot so that you can live forever, sort of like the whole Avatar thing, right? If you could take the essence of your brain and your memory and your conscience and put it in a robot to live forever, would you do it?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
They already did a show like that, though. It wasn't in a robot, though. But you had a Substack
right
in the back, and as long as that wasn't shattered or damaged, you could just
exist.
And people kept that in a location that you could not, you always put your Substack in a secret location where nobody knows where it is, so they can't just smash it and get rid of you. And
I would do it
if you die. You would just be reborn with all your same memories into a different body.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I would actually, and someone asked me this a couple of years ago, whether or not I would do it, because people were like equating it was like, oh, you want to be godlike. I'm like, no, it's not that. It is not like I want to have superpowers, that I want to control things and like that. But when someone asked me, it was like, hey, why would you do it? And I said, it's real simple. I'd love to be there when it all goes. I want to see how the whole thing, I would because I know we're not going to see. Look, I was promised flying cars. I got none. We might get some this year. Elon says we might get some this year. And it's only a couple of weeks now. He better get it done. But that being said, so I would really want to see some of the things that I was promised as a teenager or as a kid growing up. We got the flip phone, we got to watching people on our screens, like we can call somebody and see their faces. Sure, we got to see that.
Yep.
We've seen space travel to some degree. Katy Perry went up for 3 to 5 minutes. Fine. But I want to see if I could, clearly I would have to exist in a place where I could. I would love to see something remotely close to Starfleet.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Where we would be.
Well, you try to beam somebody up?
No, I want to explore strange new worlds.
Okay.
I would. What an astonishing thing it would be if we could have, excuse me, like Star Trek First Contact, where we actually see an alien come down to Earth and visit us. I know that's not going to happen in my lifetime, or we're never going to have to experience that where we can travel off and actually interact with them beyond. But I would love to stick around to see how far we get to that existence.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see it for another 100 years.
Then they say you will move at the speed of light.
Yes.
It would take 7 years of your life that time, but if you come back to the world, it'd be like 1,000,000 years later.
Yes, exactly right. I do know something like that. I learned that in high school.
Yeah.
I had an English teacher who was a big sci-fi fan who told me that. You're absolutely right. Something along that line. But I would just want to, I would hate to miss those things as far as technological advancement that we only see in movies and TV shows. I want to see what the reality would look like.
Like Back to the Future. And
I would really I don't really, I look at Back to the Future and I say to myself, because I remember this not too long ago. Someone said, there was an article that said, how many things in Back to the Future did we get in the year? Because, it's funny because Back to the Future Part 2 takes place in 2015.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yep.
And I think it was there was this article or Substack or not Substack. Sorry. What's the name of that not Daily Beast, but the other ones that does all the videos. It'll come to me. Anyway, they did this. What did the Back to the Future movies get right? And they did get one. Nike started making their sneakers very much like Marty McFly's sneakers. The high tops with the stripe. They actually made sneakers that resembled that design. And I thought that was interesting that they got that right. The hologram, we did get those. The hoverboard, it sucks that we didn't get that. We got some version of it with wheels, but that's never going to be the same. If we don't get an actual hoverboard, it's just, I don't care. It's pointless at this point.
No, I don't think that's smart.
What, a hoverboard, like a skateboard, hovering skateboard?
Like a real hoverboard without the wheel?
Yeah, like a real hoverboard that you can actually ride. Oh, come on.
No.
Why not?
You asking for death to increase by 1,000.
You'd still have to wear a helmet and some. No, you don't. No, I'm not saying a hoverboard that travels at a rate of
like
speed.
Silver Surfer?
Yeah, nothing along those lines. No. Then we're talking about like injuring your body. I'm saying that you shouldn't be able to go any faster than, I don't know, 10 miles an hour.
That's too fast.
That's too fast?
Yeah.
Okay, 5 miles an hour?
Yeah.
And you got to be with a helmet and some elbow
Certain
pads.
age. You got to be at least.
And you got to be a certain
16
age.
or.
Yeah. Somebody says, Sokolowski says China has flying cars. I don't think that. Do they have flying cars there? I think they have something close to that. If we get flying cars, Beckman says, it will require air traffic controllers. Not if Elon has something to do with it. Think about this, John Beckman, and I really do believe that this is possible. So right now, we have, are you familiar, Roland, with these cars that are taxis in California?
No.
Okay, so they have these cars there. In fact, they're being used a lot in a lot of places. They've had some glitches. One guy got stuck at an airport with a driverless taxi that was doing donuts in the parking lot. You never saw this? Oh, my God. It was such an incredible story. So he's doing donuts, and it locked the doors, and it wouldn't stop. Like, he had to call the police and the whole 9 yards, and the driverless taxi wouldn't let him out. It was an incredible story. And he, of course, he's freaking out. I don't know. In fact, I don't know if there should have been a follow-up story about it, whether or not he ever used them again. But they have these other ones that are called like Waymoos or Waygoos, whatever they are, in California. And they're driverless taxis. And the technology, because Tesla has it as well, what it can do is it's got cameras everywhere, and it can sort of tell, what's to your left, what's to your right, the distance from the car in front of you and the distance from the car behind you. And it's a safe mode that you don't have to steer. Some people have been known to eat their breakfast, even fall asleep in the passenger side while the car drives with them.
No thanks.
I'm with you on that one.
That's iRobot. You waiting for them to just take you out.
Indeed. Now, what Beckman is saying that we would need traffic controllers, but see, if we would have let a guy like Elon Musk do it, these cars would be self-propelled, and they would recognize themselves in a way that would prevent that from happening, because it's already happening on the streets. Now, some glitches, I think it was a couple of years ago, we had a self-driving vehicle. Someone was in the vehicle, and they hit somebody on a bike. And that was during the very, very early stages of driverless vehicles.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Now it's a little better. Like these devices, these cars are really.
It's going to be accident glitches down 3% this year.
It is intuitive. I mean, there are certain places I would never do it. Like, I would never have driverless vehicles in New York. It's just too instinctive. Do they still have bike messengers in New York? I think they still do. Plus, they have bike riders. I wouldn't do it in a place like New York where there's a lot of really, really fast and like intuitive driving that needs to happen. So that place I wouldn't do it. But anywhere else, absolutely, I would do a driverless car. I would. But there'd have to be some conditions. One, it would have to be a tank, just in case. It would just have to be a really, really secure vehicle. Maybe the Cybertruck. I would do a driverless Cybertruck.
Have you been on the inside of a Cybertruck?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Have you been in yet?
Yeah, they have. They had a showcase at the casino.
What did you think?
I mean, it was all right.
My wife is in love with them.
Yeah, my daughter loved it too.
Really?
Yeah.
How can a truck so ugly be like the belle of the ball? People
like
them.
Ugly stuff, man.
Isn't it weird? It's like I'm looking at it. I'm going, who was the designer that said people are going to love this? Because I look at it and I go, this is a hideous ride.
One of Kanye friends, probably.
That's probably designed by Kanye. It is not the most appealing. Like, I've seen cars that are like fly. Like, you see it and you just go, whoo, look at the design of that. And you look at the Cybertruck and you just go.
One of my friends said, that's the car we used to draw in elementary school.
Yes!
I was like, oh, yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's what the appeal is. Maybe because it's so simple and so bulky.
Yep.
That's what it is. Like, it is a childlike appeal to it. It's like someone created a car out of the design that I used to make as a 4-year-old.
And it's expensive. That's always ugly and expensive tends to sell a lot.
That's true, because the Yeezys, those sneakers were the same darn deal. The ugliest things in the world, they cost so much money, but every person I could think of was buying them.
Yep.
And I'm like, that thing looks like a colander. That's not a shoe. What is with all the holes? It's like insane. Beckman also says, our police now have Cybertrucks. I did see that. I saw that they unveiled one at the Las Vegas, at someplace in Vegas they did. They are mean looking, he says. I don't know. They're appealing. I think I just want one just because. I think I do. I saw this one guy driving one in downtown San Antonio, I think it was. It had to have been. We were by the pier, and he says to me, he goes, yo, man, you got to get one. He goes, these things are the best. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, man, you all know what you're missing. And every time I walk up to him, I say to myself, maybe I should.
I would like the one Shaq got.
Shaq's got a particular one?
Yeah, it's custom made because he wasn't big enough to.
Oh, he can't fit in that thing?
Yeah, it wasn't big enough to fit him, so they had to enlarge it and they souped it up. It looked like a Cybertruck Batmobile.
Does it?
Yeah, I would drive that.
Okay, now I got to see it. I got to look it up online. Maybe that's.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is it? Everything he
didn't
does.
even know he got it.
Remember the slingshots that everybody was crazy about? And then I watched remember the guys, what's it called, West Coast Customs?
Yep.
They did an elongated one for him, like they extended it for him. I drove one of those slingshots before. I totally get the appeal of those things.
Oh, you like those?
Oh, I drove that around. I drove that in Northern Virginia, and that was a cool thing to drive in. I got Roseanne in one, too. We almost bought one. Almost bought one.
What was the price of those?
About $15,000.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, somewhere anywhere $15,000 to $17,000. I would say just if you can, joyride them. Don't buy them. Speaking of riding, let's get to Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, don't be riding dirty tonight, Reese. If you're heading around in the Hartford area right now, look out for a problem 91 southbound between exit 34 and 33. Looks like a disabled vehicle in the HOV breakdown lane. We're seeing southbound delays 33 down to 32 A and B. And then again, 27 down to 28 on the Hartford Weathersfield line. A little slowdown again by the Route 9 interchange, and you're slowing again 19 to 17 in Meriden. Now, if you're on the northbound side of I-91, look for a good ride as you move Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. Westbound 84 is slowing 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Eastbound 84 is slowing a mile before 46 Sisson Avenue to the Bulkley. A little tight again out by the 384 interchange. 384 eastbound, a rollover vehicle accident reported in Manchester just prior to exit 4, so expect at least 1 or 2 lanes out there. If you're traveling on 2 westbound delays, 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 north and southbound slowing at the Aragoni. 9 northbound, you've got delays 31 in Berlin up to exit 34 in New Britain. Southbound Route 9, you're tied up from the 72 interchange down to exit 33 in Berlin. If you're westbound 84, look for delays approaching 26 in Cheshire up to 25. Eastbound 84 Cheshire sluggish 26 down to the 691 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We've seen a couple of clouds here and there. The low temperature tonight will go down to 24 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. Mostly cloudy, windy tomorrow with a snow shower, the high 38. Breezy tomorrow evening, otherwise clear, very cold. As a matter of fact, we will tie the record from 1976 with a low temperature of 3 above. On Friday, partly sunny, very cold, the high only 27. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 5:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Moonlit skies and 35 degrees in Hartford. Stamford police are providing additional details on a Tuesday incident in which a person barricaded themselves in an Oaklawn Street home. During that hours-long incident, the person inside the home fired at police, who then returned fire. Investigators say that person wound up taking their own lives. Man identified as 63-year-old Jed Parkington. Additionally, police say a decomposing body was found within that home, along with explosives, including a pipe bomb, grenades, and Molotov cocktails. West Haven police officer on administrative leave following an incident over the summer. Officer Richard Nacarado responded to a restaurant and bar July 1st on a report of a man who wouldn't leave. Scuffle ensued. The suspect hit the officer, which a warrant says then the officer ended up punching the suspect over a dozen times, actually 18 in all. Another officer intervened. Nacarado also faces an assault charge and possible decertification. Florida woman facing charges for allegedly stealing thousands of dollars in pension funds to a state employee who died. According to the chief state's attorney, 41-year-old Christina Richards had been accessing the decedent's bank account after her death in October 2021. Officials say Richards lived with her in Fort Pierce, Florida. Prosecutors say Richards stole nearly $98,000. The Pentagon's watchdog has found that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth put U.S. personnel and their mission at risk when he used the Signal messaging app to convey sensitive information about a military strike against Houthi militants in Yemen. That's according to a couple of people who are familiar with the findings of that report out today. One of the people says Hegseth, however, has the ability to declassify material, and the report did not find he did so improperly. Department of Homeland Security now launching a new immigration crackdown in New Orleans. Homeland Security officials say the operation that got underway today will target violent criminals, crack down the latest expansion in the Trump administration's immigration sweeps that have unfolded in other U.S. cities. Wall Street, the Dow finished up 408 points today. The NASDAQ gained 40. The S&P was up 20. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Here at ALO, we believe hearing solutions to your main drain problems shouldn't cost a thing. That's why we offer free mainline drain camera inspections and free estimates on sewer line repair or replacement. Contact the trusted professionals at ALO when you call, click, or text today and say, "Hello, ALO." Call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926, P10277688, S10413487, D10401465, S3308699, SM3004646. E1185643.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-269-3454. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-269-3454 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-269-3454 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-269-3454.
car.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
We're back. It's Reese on the Radio. Friday, we are going to be at Avon Old Farms, of course, for the kickoff, at least for this program, the Salvation Army holiday store. So if you want to donate, please do that. We're also going to have a text apparatus or text angle that you'll be able to donate if you can't go down and drop off a check. This is something that you'll be able to do. We'll find something interesting to do. I hear that Joey Burgoyne is actually interested in doing a cold plunge based upon certain peaks that we reach in the online fundraising for the holiday store. We will get to you on that feat by Joey Burgoyne. He offered. No one put him up to it. He actually offered. So I'm interested to find out what he wants to do. A cold plunge. I don't know, you people. I'm scared to death to do that kind of stuff. I have fear of like cardiac arrest or jumping in the cold water. Don't do that kind of stuff. Like to swim, like warm water. Hate cold water. Hate it. Can't stand it. But if he can do it, hey, what the hell? That'd be fantastic. God bless him. Also, when we get back, we'll wrap up the show. We're working on a guest tomorrow. Well, it's not really a guest. But I'll see whether or not we can actually get it done. But stand by or stay tuned for tomorrow's program for that as well. I also want to thank Mike again in New Haven. If I didn't thank the guy enough, I think he just butt dialed me. I want to thank him for providing Marshall House with 2 televisions. It is an amazing thing to call out to folks to help us with something, and sure enough, just like that, you guys, it's amazing. I don't even know what to say. You amaze me every time, every one of you. People who listen to the show, who love the show, every day I walk out of here hoping that I did you justice in listening to this program. So I just want to thank you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for helping out those in need. I know it seems like a little gesture, but it's a lot to me. And the fact that I can do it, and you would be so kind and so generous, Mike, to do it, as all of you are, jumping at the chance to help out Marshall House because I asked, means the world to me. And so with that said, can I hold $5? I'm teasing. That's just something that we do, folks. It's just something that we do. I say it to Roland all the time. Every time he wins money. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Getting you home in this cold, blistery weather. Another guy I will soon be borrowing $5 from. Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Traffic Center. You got $5?
I just happen to have 4 $5 bills in my wallet right now. 4 Abe Lincolns.
You have $4 in your pocket?
I have 4 $5. 4 times size. I have $20.
Oh, you have $20 in your pocket. Do you carry, if you carry money around normally, how much do you carry? Like, if you're like a normal day, I want to make sure I have some money in the pocket.
10 or less.
$10 or less?
Yeah, I don't really. Everything just goes on my card.
Yeah, you know what? It's so funny.
Easy.
I'm so old school, but now since the card is out, I carry no cash. And people tell me I need to at least have $20 in my pocket.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have $20, $10 to $20 in there most of the time.
Yeah.
So if you're going to jack me, you're not going to get a whole lot out of me. So, hey, if you're heading 84 westbound right now, you got delays 56 Governor Street out to 44 Prospect Oakwood. 84 eastbound is slowing now. 44 Prospect Oakwood down into the tunnel. If you're traveling 91 southbound, look for delays 33 down to 32A and B. Again, down by exit 28. More slow traffic down by exit 22 in the Route 9 interchange at Cromwell. And you're sluggish again, 19 to 17 in Meriden. Now, if you're 291 eastbound, look out for an overturned motor vehicle up by exit 4. That's the Main Street and Manchester exit. The highway reportedly now, 384 eastbound, is shut down at exit 3 because of that accident. So that's Keeney Street. So look out for that. If you are traveling on the Westbound side of Route 2 delays 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 southbound slows Cromwell Middletown line to the Arrigoni Bridge. 9 northbound's tied up 31 in Berlin up to 34 in New Britain. 84 westbound, you've got delays from Finneman Road in Farmington out to 33 in Plainville. And if you're westbound, 84 into Waterbury, delays approaching 26 to 25. 84 eastbound sluggish 26 into the 691 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We have a couple of high clouds out there right now. We'll have partly cloudy sky tonight with a low temperature of 24. Clouds continue to roll in tomorrow. It will turn windy with a snow shower as an Arctic cold front blasts through, the high temperature 39. Coldest night of the season so far tomorrow night into Friday morning with a low temperature of 4 above. The record low, by the way, 3 back in 1976. Friday, partly sunny, cold, the high 27. Friday night down to 19 degrees with a mainly cloudy sky. Saturday, mostly cloudy, the high 38, and a mix of sun and clouds on Sunday, the high 40. Right now, it's 38 in Bristol, 39 in Cheshire, and 34 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Be a guest at your own holiday party. Let Highland Park Market do the work. From vegetable platters, cold cut platters, and gourmet party platters to a full catered event. Nobody does it better than Highland Park Market. Only in Manchester, Glastonbury, Farmington, and at highlandparkmarket.com.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume by New Nordic. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair aisle at your local CVS.
Fire up the flavor at McDonald's with the hot and spicy McChicken in the $5 meal deal, or savor a McDouble in the $6 meal deal. Price and participation may vary.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest-growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're about to wrap this up. And tomorrow, I think we're going to work on a guest that may be associated with some of the topics that I was talking about today with this 4 or 5 dog thing, but it's not about that topic. But I'll let you know tomorrow during the show. Please make sure you tune in for that at the beginning of the program at 2 p.m. Also, I got to get into this because I know this story is going to get lost in the weeds. And I have been trying to reach out to some folks to figure out what's going on. So it's after Thanksgiving. It is now Wednesday. We're about to go into Thursday. And we have still not seen the video release of the death of J. Allen Jones. No one in the so-called community of civil rights activists, with the exception of Alex Taubes, is demanding that this video be released. I contacted Devon Ward, who's the ombudsman of corrections, and I've contacted Corey Betts of the Hartford NAACP, both of which were at the hearing to have this video released, and they are not returning my phone calls, and they don't appear to be in any way interested in the delay. So as Thanos says, I'll do it myself. It's a damn shame. It is. It's a damn shame that even when it matters, not that it's a racial thing. It isn't. It's not a race thing. And maybe that's the problem here. This was someone who was locked up. Whatever the situation was, he was there serving time for his crime. But he didn't have to die. And from what I am learning about this tape, and from what people are confirming to me, this is really, really bad. And the lack of outrage sounds like someone was paid off. Like someone was told to shut up. It's just really suspicious. And let me say this before I take the last caller today. I am not of the belief that Derek Chauvin caused the death of George Floyd. Let me get that out of the way now for anyone who has the audacity to ask me. I do not believe that Derek Chauvin murdered George Floyd. I've seen the fall of Minneapolis. I've seen the evidence. I know in my heart, I know he didn't kill him. I believe that George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. I believe that he was responsible for his own welfare on that day. But it has been described, J. Allen Jones' case, it has been described that what they did to him was similar to what they did to George Floyd. Let me begin by correcting the record. The hell, that is a lie. By comparison, what happened to George Floyd was infinitesimal to what the video describes happened to J. Allen Jones, which is why I can't understand why everybody's so silent. The descriptions of this video from those who have seen it, who have made that description available to me, and I double-checked and I cross-checked, bears no comparison to George Floyd. Did anybody put a mask over George Floyd's face and then pepper spray him in the face and ignore his pleas while he screamed, "I can't breathe," choking on his own spit and vomit? No, that did not happen. Did anybody take George Floyd's lifeless body and move it on to a wheelchair? His body so lifeless that he was falling over and sliding out of the chair because he had no mobility? Did that happen to George Floyd? No. Did the corrections officers or the police officers in George Floyd's case sit by and wait for over 7 minutes after recognizing he was lifeless before they called the paramedics? No, they did not. So it would behoove me to wonder why, again, every person who makes everything a racial issue, everyone who makes everything a bigoted and prejudice, affect or interest in their lives, nothing on this one. I got to beg people to call me back, to even come on this program to talk about it. Got to beg them. I guess they're too busy Christmas shopping. So, like I said, I guess I just got to do it myself. Maybe I can get some justice for J. Allen Jones's son. Maybe I can. What's up, Mike? How are you, sir?
Good. 2 years ago, I called you. You were filling in for Todd. And I said this was coming. The anger, the corruption, you could see it out in the general public. Every day, road rage, anger, bad attitudes.
Yeah.
And it's because they see all this going on. They see a scumbag like Tim Walz in Minnesota, or some of them that we got in Connecticut, more than some.
Oh, it's a
And
lot.
They get away with it. They get away with this.
There's a lot of this stuff that's going on unchecked. I just read an article earlier today. I'm probably going to talk about it tomorrow. Did you hear this thing with William Tong trying to suppress the discussion of policy inside the legislature, and he wasn't even asked? Because someone is trying to get information on how they determine a particular law or rule, and they're asking for the minutes. They're asking for how they came to that. And William Tong is coming in and blocking a FOIA request. First time ever, unheard of.
He's one of about 300 or 400 people. I'll pay to make an orange jumpsuit for the guy.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it's amazing to watch this guy work in this state.
Isn't there anything that the Supreme Court can do, intercede in?
Well, in this case,
Minnesota.
In this case, well, the Minnesota thing, the Supreme Court, forget about it. There are federal crimes that are going to be brought on a whole host of people. Forget about the 78.
You know what?
Forget about the 78.
Do you see anything happening to Tim Walz?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If he doesn't, I'll put it this way. If he doesn't see prison time, he definitely resigns. That's all.
How about some of the POSs in Connecticut?
Well, you know what? Okay. It's interesting. I'll tell you this, Mike. This is the thing that I find interesting. Donald Trump, and the federal government for that matter, has been very hands-off with the state of Connecticut. I'm not sure why. Even though, because listen, I'll be honest with you. With as much crap as Chris Murphy screams and hollers and accuses the president of, and William Tong with the constant, throwing lawsuits at him. I think, what do we have, 58 at this point? He's throwing so many lawsuits at him, and yet Donald Trump or his administration barely even responds, which again probably means that Donald Trump sees Connecticut as like no real threat. But
I wanted to ask you a question real quick. How are you making out with the cold weather, you and Roseanne?
Nah, both of us can handle that. Virginia gets cold. We're used to this.
I thought you were in Connecticut.
No, I am in Connecticut, but we've been in Virginia. We met in Virginia.
Oh, okay,
it gets
Virginia,
cold there.
It.
Yeah, so it's nothing new. We're getting by. But thank you.
Listen,
I appreciate that.
If I don't talk to you before Christmas, I wish you, your wife, the entire staff at your station, and the former Roscoe P. Soul Train. Merry Christmas.
You got it, boss. Thank you, man. And Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. Yeah, I don't. Boy, would I love to see that. But I think these guys are just small potatoes. There's so many. These guys are punching above their weight. William Tong. It's funny. I've never even heard Donald Trump even respond to one of these lawsuits. It's like it gets local attention and then goes nowhere. And I think that's the reason why William Tong is just jumping on every one of them, hoping Donald Trump will tweet or write a truth about it, just hoping that he will get some notoriety from it. And isn't that interesting that all of these guys, they're really making their careers about criticizing Donald Trump? Now it's even happening with this guy, I can't even think his name now. I can't even remember their names now. There's so many of them. I don't even remember their names. It's like Donald Trump gets to be the big bag bully that everyone gets to use as a means to improve their status or to up their likes or friends or followers. It's actually kind of embarrassing to watch, to be honest with you. Actually, really, really, really is embarrassing to watch. Anyway, with that, we're going to get up out of here. Yeah, okay, good. We'll have that on tomorrow. Make sure you check that out. Yeah, and we'll talk. We'll go in deep on this J. Allen Jones thing. I'm going to see if tonight, if I can find some way to get in touch with, if not his child's mother, if not, we can get Jessica Jones, his mother, J. Allen's mother, on the program to have a conversation with her. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers here that we can get in touch with her. Maybe I can get one of these folks who aren't answering my phone calls to give me a telephone number for her so I can reach out to her and see if I can get her on the program tomorrow and see where she is with any, if not all, of this as far as the tape is concerned. No Black Lives Matter 860 either. Regular NAACP either. What's that guy's name? Scott X? What's his name? Scott X? Buford X? What is his name? I don't even know his name anymore. What's that? When's the last time we've seen anything on the NAACP in Hartford? Anybody? Like, not even Hartford, just like Connecticut. NAACP. What's his name? Xdale? Enclair? What's his name? I don't even know what his name is. Where's he been? Is he on, like, he took a sabbatical or something? His racism ended on his watch? Did he take a break? I thought he would be all over this. I don't understand it. Where are the racial, where are the equity groups? Where are they? I don't even see any white fragility. I mean, are you telling me that the most dangerous civil rights organization out there is Newtown Allies for Change? That's it? Huh? A couple of white women from Newtown terrorizing businesses and schools? Is that what it is? That's what we've reduced ourselves to? The NAACP, Black Lives Matter 860? Huh? The Urban League? Huh? Come on. Isn't there another organization out there? Kufis for Change? Huh? Kwanzaa for Peace? Why? I don't know. I don't know the groups. There's just too many of them to name. Where's Sean Luther King? I haven't seen him in a while. Where's he at? I haven't seen him. Sister Soldier. What's she up to? These people are missing. All of this racism. Nowhere to be found. Don't you know it's about to be a white Christmas? You guys should be up in arms. I got nothing. Clowns. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Where's Fred McKinney? Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow. Come on, Fred. I've been called the N-word in over a month. Mark Christopher, he's getting you home. He's in the BPS Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
Good night, Reese. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, problems out in Manchester right now. 384 eastbound. We have a report of a rollover motor vehicle accident up near exit 4, the downtown Manchester exit. Right now, DOT reporting that 384 eastbound is shut down at exit 3 because of that, so you'll have to get off on the Keeney Street.